Alright, so welcome to the Color Cinema. I am live, and I know I missed. Here's all messed up. I messed out on Thursday, but have not been feeling the greatest. I was iffy on whether I was going to do this tonight or not, but here I am. We're going to talk about the Arrow video sale that's going on right now. They're having a flash sale. We're going to look at Vinegar Syndrome since their site opened up again, and we'll have some other things to talk about, including some upcoming announcements. And I'll talk about the channel, what's going on, and what I hope for the future as well. So hopefully some of you guys are going to show up here tonight, and it won't be like the last time when it was 20 minutes. Now, I get this right. It was 20 minutes before anybody noticed that I was online last time around. Hey there, Richard. Hey there, Jacob. Hey. So what I'm doing right now, just so you guys know, is I am bringing up, and I got to bring the... So I got to mute this. Hey there, Vinny. Long time, man. Welcome. Hey there, Chris. Hey, Alan. So what I'm doing right now, just so you guys know, is I'm bringing up the information so that I can actually, once I go to look at, show you guys what's on the websites, I'll actually be able to see your messages. So for those that don't know, what I like to do now is I like to put up your messages on the big screen, so that let's make sure this is live. Hey kid, if you hear the cats meowing in the background tonight, my better half bought them more catnip. Hey there, Twisted Cinema, and I'm not even joking. She did, and they've been like taking turns going with catnip tonight. Perfect. All right, there we go. So I just paused my screen. Can I show your Gumby collection? I do not have any Gumby. So I can't actually. I wish I had Gumby, but I only last time I seen Gumby as a kid. Hey there, SJ. So tonight we got a few things. Look, I got my MTV cup. When I say I want my MTV, I mean the original MTV. But yeah, I have no Gumby. Hey there, Shadow. So tonight we are looking at... Oh, look, it's a little... Not the best quality tonight, apparently, on my video. Not from what I can see, anyway. Because the chat's covering my face. Thanks, Alan. Makes it a little hard sometimes with this, but... Don't worry, not going to see my face that much anyway tonight. Hey there, okay. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to go look at the Arrow sale first. I think that's the first thing that we'll do. And then we'll kind of go from there. That's kind of the best way to do it. By the way, if you are here right now, please make sure that you have done that to the right. To the right. It's not to the left. To the left. Make sure that you. Which way do I get it? I hate the way this is mirrored. Make sure that you. Totally forgot what I was going to say. Hit the like button. Yeah, like, subscribe, all that jazz. What's the best cartoon to have in my collection? Me and my better half would kind of disagree on that a bit. I don't know. I love my Scooby Doo. My better half loves the Grandizer and the Mazinger stuff, and she's a huge fan. I'm a big fan of Robotech, so I grew up with like a Robotech and Scooby Doo and stuff like that. So those are my cartoons when I was a kid. Tonight, ironic that you said that, we were watching the X-Men, on Disney Plus. We got the whole series downstairs actually. But I was too lazy to go in and grab it. Actually, I was, because if you can't tell, I got bedhead hair right now because I actually fell asleep for a while. But let's look at the Arrow sale, chat about stuff, and then you're not going to worry about seeing my face. All right. No, not you, you son of a... Okay, there we go. There we go. What the heck is that? So let us get to the sale part of it. And let's not do them by release date. Hey there, Andreas. Let's do these here by high to low. That's the best one. I always go high to low. When you guys do these sale things, do you guys go high to low as well? Or do you go like low to high? There's Australian Gumby. Actually, that's not a bad idea, actually. So as you can see, doesn't look to be a lot of stuff on the sale. So 30th anniversary sale. There may be some stuff that's sold out already. Uh, I have heard about that Twisted Cinema. Did you have yours sent back? Like mine has gotten through months ago. Uh, like the Severin stuff. Like don't have anything ordered from Severin right now. Like I didn't order the set, like the big Andy Milligan set that a lot of people did. So I'm not too worried about that. Now I do want to grab the the Christopher Lee one down the road, but I'm waiting right now until like things straighten away. I'll be honest with you guys. Like for my birthday, except for like a few like Blu-rays, most of my stuff this year, and if Chris was here, Chris Sloan, he would probably be proud of me. I'm actually getting a couple omnibuses because I've been collecting. I'm doing a lot of reading lately, and I've been collecting a lot of comics. So I figured the best way to get them because I read a lot is to get them by the omnibus. And collector mentality, omnibuses are highly collectible. If anybody knows. Okay, so we got 6 Gothic Tales. Now this is a reprint for 6 Gothic Tales. It won't have the book with it, but we'll have all 6 of the films. So if you want to get the 6 films, that's a great way to get it. We got the Borgin trilogy here, Borgin, and of course the Killing, the original trilogy for the Killing. By the way, hey there, Jason. The Killing, the Nordic Noir, very different from what we got here in North America. Much better, actually. The Bloodthirsty trilogy, I recommend to anybody that does not have this. This is an incredible. If you like Hammer films, you like Hammer horror, then you got to get this because this is like Hammer horror done like via 3 packs. Oh, you could have trouble there, man. Hopefully you don't though. Done kind of like they're Asian like vampire films, but they're very much done in the way of like the Hammer horror. So if you have not looked at the Bloodthirsty trilogy yet and you haven't picked it up, it's only £15 right now, which is a great price for 3 films on 3 different discs. I think it's 3 discs. Then I definitely recommend that. We got limited edition of Jesus Shows You the Way to the Highway. I don't think I've seen that film actually. So, but if Arrow did, it's probably good. American Werewolf in London, that I have seen. I saw it in the theater, and I don't have a upgraded edition of that one. I'm actually still on the very sad Blu-ray edition. I got like early Blu-ray edition. I won't grab the sale, but one I do have to get down the road. I love the cover for being John Malkovich, 100%. Definitely a cool little film. Oh, Bloodthirsty trilogy, Jason. Yeah, that's one that everybody should have. If you don't have the Bloodthirsty trilogy, guys, get that. That's really good. Of course, Candyman got its edition here in North America as well. There's a lot of gummy talk tonight. Where'd the gummy conversation come from? Edge of the Axe. Thanks, Alan. Edge of the Axe, which of course is Jose Larraz. And I hope I'm probably butchering his name, by the way, but the guy that I like. Hagazusa. So yeah, there's that. Horror Express. I love Horror Express. And Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. Well, it's David Bowie, so who doesn't like enjoy some good old David Bowie stuff? I'm from the 80s when like androgyny was a thing, so yeah. And then much of that was kind of like thanks to David Bowie. We got the standard edition release of Nightbreed here, and RoboCop, the director's cut is on this one, as well as wow, I love the cover for their Exorcist. Exorcist 3, a special edition, way better than the one that I got from my Hey there, Dave. It's gonna be sex tape. Finally dropped. I will be surprised, very surprised, if that. It's most of this is probably not region A. Like I'll check if there's one in particular you want me to look at as I'm going through. Robert, let me know, because I'll go to it to see if it's region free or if it's a region B title. Because this is the UK site. That's where the sale's going on. They got a 30th anniversary sale. The prices are in pounds, so when it says Exorcist 3, that's £8. So you have to like convert that over to like Canadian or American money, depending on where you're at. Or if you're already in the UK, you don't have to convert at all. I'm sure there's a Gumby like Adult Film out there somewhere. There's a Pokemon Adult Film, Michael. And if you did not know that, there's a Pokemon Adult Film. The Far Country is an excellent Eddie Murphy film. But it doesn't have Eddie Murphy. It's got James Stewart. My God. I'm still waking up, guys. I'm still waking up. Scream Factory one is different. I don't have the Scream Factory one with me right now. Let's just see what's on this one. See if there's any exclusives. So the picture is friggin' awesome. Let's look at that. Just look at that picture. Some people might find that sacrilege, but it's pretty cool. All right, so let's look at the extras on here. If anybody got the Scream Factory edition, then they can actually kind of go by it there. So they can actually, pretty much go by and figure out which one is, if there's any differences. So we got 2-disc special edition contents here, 2 presentation of the film, original 2.0 stereo audio and optional 5.1. English subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing. It's very important, actually. 2K restoration of the theatrical cut of The Exorcist 3, presenting high def audio commentary by Alexander Hillier Nicholas and Josh Nelson. Audio commentary with writer-director William Peter Blatty. Death Be Not Proud, The Making of Exorcist 3, in-depth 2016 documentary. I'm sure it's on the other one. The Exorcist 3, vintage interviews, falling down a long flight of stairs, interview with the special effects artist Randy Moore. Exorcist 3, vintage featurette, deleted scenes, alternate takes, image galleries. On disc 2, there is a Legion audio commentary with esteemed film critics Mark Kermode and Kim Newman. Deleted prologue and alternate opening to Legion with optional audio commentary with Mark Kermode and Kim Newman. So, and as for region-wise on this one, let's check. Because there is a way to check here. Just go to details. That'll be the best way. You can see this one here. Anytime you want to check under details, you go down there under production year. It is region code, and this one here is a region B release. All right, next up is James Stewart in The Far Country. Oh my God, how tired am I? Weird Science. Audition. I always recommend Audition. If you've never seen the movie, go in blind. Please do. It's one of those films that you do benefit for going in blind. And it looks like they raised the prices by about 50 pence there. We got Carrie here, Frankenhooker, Heathers. I love Heathers. I still want to see. For those that don't know, and most of you probably do by now, I'm a theater guy. So Heathers is a really fantastic film. Heathers as a musical is better. So if you've never seen Heathers as a musical, look that up. It's not available to buy, I don't think, right now. But check it out on YouTube if you like it. Buy the soundtrack. I know that my kids did. I got Maniac Cop here, The Burbs. That was a good one. And of course, the classic, The Apartment. I got to say, as far as sales go, this is a pretty small sale, right? So we got Birth, Crystal Plumage. I actually talked about Argento on here during my Reviewed and Ranked. Hopefully you guys watch that. Frankenhooker does belong in every collection. You know what would be awesome, Michael, if we could get remember the old Frankenhooker? Maybe you're not old enough, I am. There was a Frankenhooker VHS back in the day when I was in college. When I was first going to college, actually. And you'd be able to press on the Frankenhooker VHS box, and she would say, "Want a date?" That was a better voice than that. But there you go. Hey there, Dirk. Welcome, man. Dirk, by the way, does VHUS podcast or VHS, which everybody should be listening to because it's fantastic. And if you don't know Michael's channel, we know Michael's channel. Michael, aside from doing his Screen Rant stuff, he has his own channel, which is fantastic, and he does a lot of the same stuff that I do because I got a feeling that somewhere along the way, me and Mike were separated at birth, and I'm just the evil clone version. So next up, The Hills Have Eyes, The Hunt. Actually, a cool film. And yes, you do know that guy from Hannibal. The Long Good Friday is one of my favorite movies of all time. Well, I was in college in 1989, so probably, yeah. Long Good Friday. again, another movie that I do think it's a handmade films production, and it does belong in everybody's collection. I love The Long Good Friday. You want to see a young like Pierce Brosnan? Watch The Long Good Friday. Just a great cast overall. The Thing, everybody should have. With No Nine, another handmade films production. That's the company that was done by the Beatle himself. Which Beatle? Find out. Google it. Because yeah, without him, it's my favorite Beatle. By the way, if you Google it and find out who's behind handmade films, well, that's my favorite Beatle. You had the Frank Hooker talk box 3 times. Everybody pressed on that, man. It was just one of those cool ones. And that's it. Wow, not a big sale, is it, guys? Like it's a big sale. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff on sale, but it's only like 30 products. Maybe switch them out. I guess 30th anniversary sale, 30 items, that type of thing. Man, Monkey, you missed out because you know what? There was actually an article done. I think it was in Maclean's magazine. It was like a news magazine here in Canada. Frankner Custom Con. That is so cool. And they said that the party atmosphere of the college, like in the way that it was during my period, like died in the early 90s. And college, universities became something like completely different. So you guys missed out on the coolness of college. All right, so what else is there that's going on right now? Well, Vinegar Syndrome site is back after the Valentine's Day sale. Hopefully you guys got your PJs. I did not get mine. But I big props to the guys at Vinegar Syndrome that did that stuff. I have to say I got a lot of feedback, both from people online and some from the company itself, thanks to a good friend of mine, from Umbrella Entertainment, from their website dive. So if you have not checked out that video, I really enjoy that, and there's like a lot of either way, check on Umbrella Entertainment. They put off a lot of great stuff. I'm not seeing your message come up on the screen right now. Let me see something. Come on, chat box. You got the large? I would have the medium. Because I'm a medium. All right, so you can see the February 2021 package. It's not sent out yet, guys, unless you're maybe if you're a subscriber. But if you're regular person is getting the February 2021 package, it'll probably be start shipping on the 1st when they announce the March titles. But let's look into the limited edition stock. See how they're doing. We go by featured, high to low. Is there like a... You say they're leggings? So we got Sex World with over 1,000 left in stock for that one. That's pretty good. Well, these aren't out yet, so they're going to have 1,000 left in stock anyway. And that picture reminds me of The Master. If you've seen Doctor Who, the recent Doctor Who. I know it's not, but it does have a Sacha Dhawan type look to him. And we're still over 1,000 on that one. The 25th? Yeah. Is Jeremy already gone out yet? No, so it's still going to be over 1,000 on Jeremy. I want to see if anything surprised me. Satan's Blood's still there. I got to get Satan's Blood down the road, actually. Cthulhu Mansion. I literally have been like focused on like my my comic collecting, as in like the really the omnibus stuff. I went down this rabbit hole of looking into like something for my birthday, and I got extremely fascinated with the whole culture and world of it. I'm sure Taxi Girl isn't selling out. Oh, not that it's a bad title. It's just, adult titles tend not to sell as quickly unless there's something really big behind them. Curious Doctor Hump is sold over 1,000. Actually, that does surprise me. Is that regular, standard? No, slipcover. Okay, that's one I expected to go faster. The AGFA trailer tapes over 1,000. High School Fantasies. That's not that one, but done by James Bryan. That one's still over 1,000. Frat House is gonna be over 1,000 for sure. Oh, oh wow, 868, 69. National Lampoons. Gotta love that. As a kid, I grew up like reading National Lampoon magazine. So not too bad. Over 1,000 left on Beastmaster. That's a shame. Who here doesn't have Beastmaster? Because you should have it. Fade to Black slipcover 2 is over 1,000. How is Fade to Black still in stock? 209 of Fade to Black slipcover 1. Okay, that's more like it. Forgotten Jelly Volume 2 is got over 1,000. I'm surprised. I actually do like Volume 1 a little bit better than Volume 2, though I do like both volumes. No one appreciates a good hump. Don't Panic. 612 left, guys. So if you want to have you got your pajamas, you want to watch Don't Panic with your pajamas on, there you go. Martial Law, 479 are left. Once this is gone, this is gone. Buy this one because I want to see more Cynthia Rothrock come out. And I'm still frustrated that I love Action USA. Great film, fun film. But I'm going to be honest with you. Did I like Action USA more than I like the martial law films? No. No, I did not. But it's Don Coscarelli, Dave, man. I want lots more Cynthia Rothrock. I want the Lady Dragon films to come out on Blu-ray with special editions. I want like a whole bunch of stuff. But Action USA is sold out, and we're getting another Action USA edition on MVD. So sometimes the world of movies don't make sense to me, to be bluntly honest with you. All right. Yeah, that's it. I do think it's better than Action USA. Action USA is insane, but it's fun. Action USA is a ton of fun, and it's low budget fun. It's exactly what you expected to be. Martial Law. Let's put they're not Cynthia Rothrock films. They have Cynthia Rothrock, but the parts that she's in are the best parts of the films. Now, I like the second one best because, one, I'm Canadian. Two, Jeff Wincott is in it. I'm a Jeff Wincott fan. Jeff Wincott and his brother Michael Wincott. Michael Wincott would play like a bad guy slot, but Jeff Wincott is probably most famous for his role in a series called Night Heat, which was a big show over here in Canada, and actually was a big show over there in the United States as well. I think it was the first Canadian series to become like big in the U.S. Aside from SCTV. Evening there, Griff. All right, so give me a second. I'm going to grab something, and I'll be right back. So look at that amazing Nightmare Sisters. Only 793 left. Do you have to get yours? I would love to have the slipcover. Can you buy slipcovers alone, or only on sale? You can. That's right, only on sale. I'll be right back. I'm back. I don't. To each his own. Shout out. But here's the thing. For me, Action News says one film. It's one film. Martial law is the key to open up the door to Cynthia Rothrock and the Cynthia Rothrock stuff that's out there. Favorite Oliver Grunier film? It's hard. I mean, I love. What do I go with? Let's put it by MVD. I would say, for me, am I going to go with? Okay. There's two films, and I don't know which one to go with that I would pick. By the way, I sent you a message a while back because you sent me a message, Dirk, and I didn't get it till much later. Olivier Grunier. Because he did the first one in that series. God, what do I want to go with? Actually, you know how hard that's a hard question. I don't know. Everybody's going to say Nemesis, right? But I'm not sure if I'm going to want to say Nemesis. But I'm actually trying to remember the name of the movie that I really like. It's really different. It might have been the first thing he did, actually. I'm actually fairly sure it is. It is too. Angel Town. I'm going to go with Angel Town. No. Oh, you got it good. Okay, I wasn't sure. I apologize. I don't check that email very often. So as Jamie Blanks knows, I'm really horrible at checking my email. Hey there, Ringo. Most people say Nemesis. I'm going to go with Angel Town because it's insane. Fiction release Antichrist. I would expect Antichrist to come out from like maybe Scream Factory or Arrow before it comes out for like from Vinegar Syndrome. It originally came out from Anchor Bay a long time ago. They actually had it in one of those 6-packs that they did. How do I feel about that vegan teacher? I have no idea what that vegan teacher is. But yeah, oh wow. So yeah, I've kept your guys on Nightmare Sisters long enough, eh? Malibu High, everybody's got this one by now. Hopefully y'all got Malibu High. 850 left. But I'm guessing a lot of guys like me had Malibu High already and just didn't go for the slipcover. I'm still excited. Oh, it's out of stock. Mother. So Shemab is down to 639. Okay. Don't know a lot about it, but a cool film. La Femme Objet is down to 292. Damn. I Start Counting, 821. This should be sold out. Hands down. I went through the Arrow Flash sale, Ringo. Not a lot there, but there's about 3 pages, around 30 titles. There's a few recommendations, but did you grab anything from it, Ringo? You're noticing, by the way, the lack of my better half, who's not feeling very well tonight, actually. So when I went to, quote-unquote, get my drink, I was actually bringing something up to my better half, just so you know. So if I had to go for a minute, and you wonder why, that's because I have a better half that's not feeling the greatest, and I shall be checking on her over the night or giving her things if she needs them, because she's upstairs lying down watching X-Men on Disney Plus on her iPad. The cartoon, the really cool cartoon. Scary Tales. I'm kind of curious about this one. 908. That's an Agfa release. Whodunit. I love this one. Still over 1,000. I get it, though. Alphabet City is the one that people should own. That's a really good film, actually. Fun City Editions have been doing some great stuff. Delco Santa Claus, definitely over 1,000 left of that one, which is a shame. It's, again, a good film. Really good film. So Rest in Pieces. People are split on this Jose Larraz film. Some people love it. Some people hate it or they don't like it at all because they don't think it's as insane as this movie should be. Now, Necromancer. Over 1,000 left on this one. Why do people not own Necromancer yet? I don't get it. Thanks, Vince. I'll let her know. I want to get her back on a stream here again in the near future. I want to get her on an exclusive like Crimson Cult stream as well. On that stream, I might actually get her on camera for more than a second. So keep an eye out for that, guys. I'm working on stuff there as well. I have not been feeling well recently, and I've been a little bit like kind of stressed. But Necromancer you should own. It's got Elizabeth Caton in it. And if that's not enough to get you, it's got Elizabeth Caton nude in it. And if you still want to get it after that, who are you? How can you not want that? Necromancer is a fun little title. Memorial Valley Massacre. That's one I'll grab one time in this during sale. Hey there, Todd. Welcome, man. We got Killing Birds here, otherwise known as Zombie 5. Still over 1,000 on that one. Spellcaster, another one that everybody should have. Over 1,000 left in Spellcaster. The lists a bunch of people on here. Like Kim Gunson Ulrich, by the way, she is the she was the wife of the late Robert Ulrich from Spencer for Hire and shows like that. We got Sometimes Aunt Martha Does Dreadful Things is down to $9.53. I did not even know that was still in stock. The Caller, which is still over 1,000 and is probably one of the best films, in my opinion, the Vinegar Syndrome ever put out. So sometimes it baffles me. But Pandemonium's down to 409. In what world? In what world? And I got Pandemonium, so I am a guy in a throwing rocks in a glass house. That's what I am. In what world does Pandemonium get down to 409 and The Collar be up over 1,000? Hey there, Sumo. Does that baffle anybody else? Because anybody seen The Collar? It's a really cool, insane film. And it's one of those where people say, well, I guessed it. No, you did. You did not guess the twist of The Collar. Nobody did. It was an insane one. Indecent Exposure is 8,800. I get that, especially after the Valentine's Day sale. And the fact that it's supposed to be a really good film. We got Limbo here, which I think is Tina Krause. Otherwise known as Misty Mundane, by the way, for those that know her other films. 939. I'm pretty sure she directed this one. This is like her first directing gig. Yep, directs Stars End. It's going to be short because the Misty Mundane's, a.k.a. Tina Krause's films, usually are shorter films. It's like... there's a girl that used to act with her, too, a lot. I'm not sure if she's in this or not. Like a dark-haired girl. I know her right away. So Alphabet City, I have this one. This is a great film, by the way. It's down to 86. So there you go. Alphabet City. Who doesn't have Alphabet City at this point? Hey there, Nathan. Welcome, man. I know how you feel, but dead or not, I got to be here, man. What do you think? You have a great day. Check out the Arrow sale. There's some cool stuff on there. It only ran 30 titles, though. So, I guess the 30th anniversary for 30. Does everybody have Alphabet City? And exactly, Jason. Collar's one of Vinegar Syndrome's best that they ever put out. And there's people that still don't have it in their collection. I know you think your Vinegar Syndrome collection looks really good, but it's missing. If it doesn't have the collar, it's missing it. It's something that is like, it's just waiting. It's that like empty space that's calling for the collar. There you go. Okay, the 11th Commandment. Don't remember this one very well. Over 1,000 copies. I'll grab that one down the road. Perfect Strangers. Looks like an adult film. It's not, actually. Over 1,000 on this one as well. The Naughty Victorians. This is probably almost sold out now. 657. Actually, not bad. Give some Arrow recommendations. From the sale, you mean? Let's go back there for a second. Birth Crystal Plumage, if you don't have it. 100% grab that one, Nathan. Get yourself some good Giallo. With No Eyes, one of my favorite films of all time. As is The Long Good Friday. I'm sure you've already got The Thing, so I don't have to recommend that one to you. Though the Arrow edition of The Thing is superior to the Scream Factory edition. Not just an opinion, it actually is. If you you probably got this one already, but Six Gothic Tales, great one. If you like Hammer horror, and I know you do, Nathan, then this one right here. It's called the Bloodthirsty Trilogy. It is 3 vampire films. Vampire Doll, Lake of Dracula, and Evil Dracula. They're Asian vampire films that are done very, very much in the tone of Hammer horror. So let's just do something here. I wonder if I can do this without like showing this, having sound come on it. So here we go. Took the sound off because you want to get like. I never thought about doing this before, you know? Anyway. Heathers. Because, you know, it's Heathers. Edge of the Axe is a fun Jose Larraz film. And Horror Express, if you don't have that one, this is the edition of Horror Express to get. I do need that one, actually, myself. Exorcist 3. Far Country, if you like westerns with James Stewart, it's really good. Audition, Takeshi Mikai, one of his greatest films. Frankenhooker. And if the Apartment, if you don't have it already. Also The Burbs. So there you go. Hopefully, Nathan, gave you some good recommendations. Now, With No Eye is one I truly, truly love. It's a special thing in my heart. It's got a special place in my heart, and I've watched it quite a few times. My better half got me the deluxe edition of that one with the book, literal book with it. And it is such a good film. See, I do deliver. And somebody coming late said that they missed the stuff from Arrow. But there you go. See, you got to see it anyway, guys. For those that come in late, see, I deliver. All right, what do we got next? I like to watch Sorority Sweethearts, down to 133. I would also like to watch Sorority Sweethearts. You have a great night, too. Let me know what you pick up, Nathan. We got Best Friends here. It's down to 874. I love this slip cover, actually. Really cool slip on that one. Old Dracula. I got to watch that one. I got that one actually recently. 697. I do like Old Dracula. I've seen it before. If you browse lowest price to highest, you might find many titles. You'll find many titles around the sale prices. Let's do that after, actually. Dirk, so after I finish out this, we're going to do that. So those guys are still interested in seeing some more Vinegar Syndrome stuff. You got great taste if you like Horror Express, man. Drug Stories. I totally recommend this one. This is bent. This is insane. Drug Stories has a whole bunch of those like cautionary like tales, pretty much, of the evils of drug abuse. And it's got everything. I'm like, it goes all over the place. I want to see them do more of these, like maybe like do like a sex stories with like cautionary sex tales and all those type, those quote unquote educational films. So I would love to see this sell out so that AGFA would do more of this, because they said volume 1 and I am down for a volume 2, man. There's some insane stuff. Safety Stories would be another good one as well, because there's a ton of those like safety films, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen on the Mystery Science Theater, Riff Tracks, places like that. But there's some insanity in these. Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. Only 403 painful copies of Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death left. And I will say, I'm a completionist. I am not sad that I have Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. I still think it's better than Hellriders. And I do like James Bryan. I know I'm alone on that. I'm the only person that thinks that. Something Weird, Todd, is my jam, man. Let's be honest. Something Weird is the granddaddy of all of this. There'd be no Vinegar Syndrome or Severin or anything like that. I don't, in my opinion, if Something Weird hadn't like trailblazed in the VHS days for this stuff, when nobody else was looking at Andy Milligan, when nobody else looked at Al Adamson, Something Weird was there when they were doing the films from the Filipinos. They did like Filipino films. They did a whole ton of stuff. I love Something Weird. It is so sad that they're gone out of business, and it's sad that we lost the owner. Severed Arm. I really want this one. I really hate slipcover. This is the only movie. I guess can you buy standard edition? You can, look. See that? That's not the only cover for standard edition. Something Weird walks so everyone else could run. I love that, Ringo. I'm sorry. I apologize to the artist. But I truly, truly hate the Severed Arm slip cover. Dolly Dearest is fun. It's cheesy. It's fun. Here's the one. What blows my mind is everybody was clamoring for Dolly Dearest. Everybody wanted this damn film. So Scream Factory puts it out. It gets delayed. People are freaking out because Dolly Dearest, this really highly wanted film, gets delayed, right? And when it comes out, we're still at over 1,000 limited edition slipcovers. So just like, and there's only 4,000 of them. Things like that always blow my mind. I guess sometimes we don't put our money where our mouth is when it comes to stuff, and I've been guilty of it too. Why hasn't Vinegar Syndrome jumped on any Jess Franco? Maybe it's been a rights issue, Big Boss, to be honest with you. I'm not quite sure. I mean, Jess Franco is definitely ripe for the picking when it comes. He's done a ton of films. There's a lot of films that haven't been put out. Severin have been very, very good when it comes to Jess Franco. That's one thing you got to give Severin credit for, like, really mining Jess Franco library. And I'm not sure if Michael's still here or not, but me and Michael both are in the cult of Franco. So either one of us could definitely talk about like the great work that he's done. So Hollywood Horror House is on a 582. Good film. Actually, last film for that actress too, right? Miriam Hopkins, yeah. Trying to make money somehow. I don't know, Michael, if Ray Dennis Steckler is the next director set they come out with, I'm going to freaking scream, man. Severin equals Franco. Yeah, it seems like it's their thing. I guess maybe it's the fact of not wanting to tread on each other's toes, because Severin and Vinegar Syndrome do seem to be very friendly. Extra 3. This is also a film. 485 left. So, what the hell? Okay. Michael, you buy the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. You talk to Brad sometimes. How in the hell are there only 485 extra 3s left and over 1,000 the collars? What kind of world do we live in? An insane topsy-turvy type of world. That's where we live in. Because extra 3 sells out. And I get if extra sells out. I even get if extra 2 sells out. But extra 3? It's a film. Public Affairs. I'm sure this is pretty close to gone out. Yeah, 116. A really good adult title. Mine's a couple. I wonder who those couple are. I can guess one or two. Okay, this one better be getting close to sold out. Zombie Island Massacre. But with the amazing soundtrack of Harry Manfredini. A good slip goes a long way. That explains the severed arm. A bad slip also goes a long way. Good. 847. Good on them. For people that went into Zombie Island Massacre expecting a Zombie Island Massacre, they're going to be hopefully pleasantly surprised because there's no zombies in this film. Spoiler alert, it's not a zombie film. It's a Scooby-Doo type of film. Flesh-Eating Mothers. Where the hell did it go? $722. I never really got into that one. Love the cover though. Spooky's vinyl soundtrack is here again. 58 left on the soundtrack. Let's look at the vinyl for this one. Oh, I love that vinyl. I wish my record player still worked. That is nice. That is really sexy looking. Second pressing was orange and blue. What's the first pressing? Clear, pink, and blue. So if you collect like LPs, Spooky's is a decent LP actually. Play Dead 500. There's one that actually has a really good slip. I love the slip for Play Dead. It's a real cool film. Nothing too insane. Yeah, Von DeCarlo. It's the satanic dog, right? But he doesn't kill people like in dog ways. He kills people like kind of inhuman ways. I guess it's in a way to like so that you don't know it's a dog. Maybe he doesn't want the murders pinned on him. And Lust in the Dust. We're down to 430. Way to go. I actually really like this film. Paul Bartel directed it. People always tend to think it's a John Waters film, but it's not. So Seeds and Vapors. How low is this Andy Milligan? 40 left. Wow. This is the only sexploitation one I don't have. I kind of want it, but it's one I never pulled the trigger on. Now, Trip the Teacher. I love this movie. I really do. Earl Barton Jr. only made one film, and this is it. Trip the Teacher actually has Zelman King in a really scene-sealing role as a really cool bad guy. The Not So Good Ones, the Best Slips. Good theory. They might actually do that for some. No, that can't be true for all of them, though, because we got the Blood Games. Got an amazing slip, and that's an amazing film. I still don't understand what they're thinking with the Severed Arm. Like, what the hell? Great film. Horrible, horrible slipcover. Trip with Teacher, by the way, in case this is limited. It is awesome, Todd. I totally agree with you. It was limited to 3,000. The fact that this has still got 275 blows my mind. This is a really good title. Good cover, too, by the way. Excellent film. Really stands up. I really wish Earl Barton would have done more, but there you go. Look, hit on it twice. It's so good. Next says The Evils of the Night, the only sci-fi film, not Star Wars, to have the Millennium Falcon on it. So 148 copies left on the slip. This is a really good film. The only reason I don't have the slip version is I already own this film. John Carradine, Tina Louise, Julie Newmar, Amber Lynn, Aldo Ray. If you missed out on Evil Town and you still want to get that Evil Town type of feel, then you want to grab this one right here. Hey there, Matt. Welcome. Truck Turn is amazing. Blue Collar's incredible. You got that's a good threesome. Pigs, also a cool title, down to 33 with the slipcover. See, certain ones like some of the older tries, it doesn't matter if I miss on the slip on those. Now, Punk Vacation, I would like to get slip because the standard cover is pretty crap. So this one's done 82, so I would love to have slip on this one. You bought a case just for the bonus Blood Game Cybo insert. Again, Telephone Book, one that I still don't have myself, and apparently one of their best films. I got to get this one. Luther the Geek. I do love this film. How Evil Town without those Evil Town prices. Evils of the Night is... which one do you like better, Michael? See, I like Evils of the Night a bit better than Evil Town, though they're both cool. Because Evil Town is missing... some of those older actors that I like. And of course, last but not least is Mascara. Good on you guys that picked up Mascara. Only 35 copies left. Let me know what you think of it. During the big Valentine's Day sale, I actually heavily promoted Mascara because this was one of my favorite adult titles that they ever put out. So hopefully some of you guys are ready to pick it up during the Valentine's Day sale. So let's just go to Vinegar Syndrome. Let's go to regular Vinegar Syndrome. Let's go to Shop. Not Anniversary Sale. We're just going to go Shop. Ooh. See that sexy battle rails there. And let's go Lodi. Let's try to. Maybe I should have just took some titles out of here, so we're just getting. All right, so let's make sure it's just Arrow Academy, Arrow Video. I don't see any Shameless here now. Don't they still do Shameless? All right, low to high. We got things like All Ladies Do It on DVD for £7. Indy, welcome, man. You love Mascara. Excellent. I'm glad you did. Mascara is such a cool film. Arrow has a sale going on right now, and the only I like around 30 titles on the sale, Indy. So I'm looking through like the lower end of Arrow just to see if there's any extra titles that may be lower price, but just not showing up as a sale price. But let me know if there's any other things that you guys want to talk about on here tonight. You got 4 items. You bought the 2 storefront theaters. Oh, are they still in print? Frat House, the new Agfa title trailer Blu-ray, which is not part of the sale. It's a really good film, actually, Andres. That movie does not is when you see a cover like that and you're like, oh, it's probably not in the film. Yes, it is. So, Edition, Battle Royale, and Bride of Reanimator. You got the DVD copies here. Cheeky, Cinema Paradiso, Eaten Alive. I'm going to go through some of these fast. Frivolous Lola, Hard to Be a God, Hellraiser. All on DVD. We're going to get to the Blu-rays here soon, hopefully. The Key. By the way, all these like sexy girl titles. These are all from Tinto Brass. And if you don't like Tinto Brass, you got to like Tinto Brass. Tinto Brass is amazing. Let's see if we got anything else here. These are all the regular titles that we've seen, like Frankenhooker. See if anything else comes up here that wasn't on the. I'm just bypassing other things, so I've already looked at the fitting system sales stuff. I just want to see if there's anything that comes up here that wasn't showing. The sale price, not a lot, right? Nothing really showing up. Like a few different things, like Aquarius is there with Sonia Braga, After the Storm, Animal Factory, but at 12 pounds. What the heck? But yeah, not a lot really showing up here. Most of the brush have uncalled epics. I got a few uncalled epics, but the ones that I got aren't like anything region 1 or A. It's difficult. Like some of these are, like I don't know which ones. Like if there's one in particular that you want to ask about, Andre, so definitely like ask about it. I can check for you. But like Future Shock, for instance, this came out by Severin too. Thoughts on the limited edition of Twice Dead? Is that the one, Joey, that they put out like 1,000 copies of? I'm not quite sure how I feel about like that, like random 1,000 copies reprinting, because it kind of like it's okay to do that, but when you give like a limit of 5 per person, it does tend to lean towards the scalper market, and I'm not about the scalper market at all, Joey. Love Scream Factory, but I don't like that. It kind of gives me a bit of a bad taste, man, when they lean a bit into the scalper market. Excellent. You got the Dutch Sex Wave collect. That is amazing, Ringo. Did you like you like the films? Good. Did you love the first film, the one that's almost like kind of a Giallo type film, Dutch Giallo, with and all the stuff that was in it? Arrow Pink Films volumes 5 and 6 coming in March. I did not know those. I got the first 2 volumes. I didn't know they were coming in March. And that ending. Oh man, that ending on Dutch Wave. Yeah, it does. I mean, like, it hits me the wrong way because I get, like, Vinegar Syndrome does it right. Like them all. They were all amazing. Like, it's one of those sets. Called Epics is one of those companies that a lot of people don't look into enough. For those that don't know, I actually am a big proponent of Called Epics. And there's a company that I don't think that I've talked about enough on this channel, but when they put out the Dutch Six Film Wave collection, and it's not what you think. There's way more to. These are not just like softcore films, or anything. These are way, way, way better films than you're thinking they are. Uh, Anybody that hasn't picked it up, if you can get your hands on it, pick that damn thing up. Like, it is incredible. It is one of the best things that I picked up last year. House of Jack built from Arrow. And I think Gaspar Noé is one of those you either like him or you don't. I think it was a great release. And like, I would love to speak with the Cult Epics guys sometime. That's what, because I love to pick their brains on how they choose what they choose. Heather Judith. Because they pick some deep cuts. Like, we get some deep cuts from like places like Severin and Vinegar Syndrome, but Cult Epics really, really pick some serious deep cuts. Oh, do you know them? Well, if you talk to them, Todd, tell them they got a fan with me. I've got their previous release that they put out Tinto Brass, like that box set as well. They do great stuff. Like, you can solidly pick up pretty much any Cult Epics title, in my opinion, and you're gonna get Jugface. Is that a war film? Or am I thinking of something else? Definitely check them out. I think that, yeah, I think you're safe for we're waiting on Volume 2 for the sale. Volume 3 will be too new for the halfway sale. But Volume 2 is really good. I got the first volume. I got the second volume. I asked for the third volume for my birthday. I'm not quite sure if I'm getting it or not. I think it was. I asked for it early on. I asked for the February package. So I got when you guys here sent me a birthday gift, which I truly appreciate, and I'm following it through the mail. It's still in the United States right now. Shook and Berlin Syndrome on Shudder. I gotta check him out. I've been watching some stuff recently. I've been going back through some shows that I watched the new series on Amazon called Flack with the girl from Anna Paquin, I think. Jugface Indie Horror. I don't think I've seen it. I think I own it, actually. I think I own it. Like, I bought it, but I don't think I watched it. Like, there's so many, I watch a lot of my boutique label stuff first. So when I get things like at the Dollarama, places like that, like some of those films, I'm okay. I'm going to wait till the night when I'm just not watching anything to watch it. But I'm pretty sure I got it. I got it from Dollarama sometime. It did have a good recommendation back in the day, and if I've seen, I feel like I've seen it. Now, during the halfway sale, the way that we're going to do this, for those that don't know, and the way I'm working hard to get this done, is I will be going live about an hour or so before halfway sale happens. We'll be talking about what could be on that sale, and around 5 minutes before the halfway to Black Friday sale starts on Vinegar Syndrome and Severin, probably they may be doing them the same day. I'm not sure. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to be switching over. So if you're a part of the Crimson Cult, then you'll be able to see my live reaction when the sale goes live, and we can shop together. So if you never thought about becoming part of my Patreon, hopefully that's an intriguing idea for free to become part, because that's what we're doing for the halfway sale. I'm doing a live video, live stream normal, right before the sale starts. About 5 minutes before the sale starts, I go live on my Patreon channel, and we shop together. Always innovating. That's what I need to do. Always innovate. I've had this one on Old Bly for way too long. Let's put down Reform School Girls. Satanic Panic is one of those movies that I really like. It's just fun. It was a funny film. I don't have the new Tinto Brass set. Let's look up Cult Epics. I'm curious now, guys. For those that don't know, we're about to dive into Cult Epics, who I'm pretty sure put out the Necromantics at first, I think. Okay, gotta be careful. Alright. You got to be careful with these here, so you gotta go down here. So what are we gonna do? Hello, hello. So I'm here. You can see me. So what I'm doing, and what you guys don't know, is I am now looking at Cult Epics, and I am going to bring up the store, but I'm checking it first. So for nudity and other things that will be offensive to the peeps. So rather than bring up the whole Cult Epic thing, I'm going to bring up certain titles. In other words, recommendations from me. I am guessing you got the Peel Box Tinto Brass set, which is a really cool one. The Exotic Dances of Betty Page. There's a movie for you. "100 Girls" by Bunny Yeager. Don't worry, guys. You're going to see some of this stuff soon. The Frankenstein photograph. Actually, I'm not sure if I am. Hey, Hamden, welcome from Dubai. Actually, love having people from other countries here. Honey Pie. I don't think I've seen that. All right. So, since I can't show you all the stuff, let's make sure I'm checking the pages here first before I actually show you guys stuff. Can't show you that one. Damn. But I want the movie now. Any advice if you want to run for president in today's society? Well, man, it's an up in the air thing right now, man. Read you one I'm recommending? Oh, definitely the Scorpio Films, the Dutch Sex Film Wave Collection. I'll show you that one, actually. That one I think I can show you. Check the pictures on here first, though. All right, good. So, boo. New. So this is a Scorpio Films, the Duck Setch Waves collection by Pim de la Pera and Wim Verstappen. Basically, the golden age of Dutch cinema combined artistic freedom, sexual liberation, exploitation with commercial success. No word of a lie with that. There are 4 films in this collection. Excellent films, by the way. My Nights with Susan, Sandra, Olga, and Julie. Blue Movie. Frank and Eva, and of course Obsessions, which does have some writing by Scorsese in it. Not even joking, it actually does. If you buy that from Cult Epic's website themselves, it includes not just the 4 Blu-rays, but includes like limited edition postcards, which I don't have. One of them is actually signed by the director, So that's pretty freaking cool. There's a 16-page booklet on here. There's a bunch of featurettes on here as well. Some short films by the director. Great stuff. And if you have never seen these films, I definitely recommend these. You're a Republican, you want to do the YMCA dance. Well, I don't talk politics on here, but I will tell you, you better know what YMCA song means better than the last person did. Death Laid an Egg, we got Gina Lollobrigida. Of course, this is a giallo film. Starring the guy from The Conformist, whose name I would butcher, so I'm not going to say it. Director's commentary by Troy Howarth and Nathaniel Thompson on here. A really cool little title. Definitely one I would recommend. Yeah, a lot of people go and think it's just exploitation, but it's not. It's like way more than that. Tintel Brass's P.O. Box Tintel Brass set is here. 2 Slim Edition, 2,000 copies. Includes the exclusive documentary Is Tintel Brass, a 48-page book on here as well. Is Tintel Brass, the documentary talks candidly about his long life career. I wonder if this is anything like that. Question: did you get the first Tintel Brass box set? Because the first one had this over 3-hour long interview with Tintel Brass. Is it anything like that? So we got P.O. Box Tintel Brass is the first title, and Is Tintel Brass is the second one with a 48-page booklet. So some pretty cool stuff on there. P.O. Box Tintel Brass is a collection of those letters, photos, videos, and fantasies. This erotic comedy produced by the director with the score by Riz Ortolani. Actually, that's pretty cool. Classic horror with angst. If you've not seen Angst, that's actually a pretty cool title. That is, let's say, like the rarest masterpiece of cinema, said by Gaspar Noé himself. Angst is a dark film, so definitely go in knowing that with Angst. Next up is Mondo Weirdo or Vampiros Sexos. So they got both the films. Mondo Weirdo, Trip to Paranoia Paradise, which is one of the cool Mondo films. Is this a newer Mondo film? Dedicated to Jess Franco and Jean-Luc Godard. Okay. Featuring Franco's own daughter in it. I kind of want that. Vampire Sexos or Oz, a Teenage Zabadong. It's Carl Anderson's debut film. It's one of the weirdest movies ever. It will shock your mind. Vampire Sexos is the ultimate European underground punk rock hardcore sex vampire film. And what's so dirty about it? It is a bonus short film. It is a 3-disc limited edition set with a CD of the music. And of course, how can you not have this without mentioning one of the great films of all time? And that is Deathbed, The Bed That Eats by George Barry. Yes, this is an actual film. With a conversation by the great Stephen Thrower of Nightmare USA. I do have that book. I love the book. And George Barry talking about horror films of the 70s and 80s. That's worth having alone. Audio commentary by George Barry and Stephen Thrower. Behind the scenes on Deathbed in Detroit. And original Deathbed music credit track. So that's actually kind of cool. Angst is definitely a crazy good film. So you see, they got a lot of really cool stuff there from Cult Epics, and those are just a few that I laid on you right there. A few that I laid on you. Since we're here tonight, let's look at the AG for releases. Guys, we can talk about anything that you guys want to talk about tonight. I'm just going through some of this stuff here to kind of open up the conversation. But just because we can talk about leave all politics and stuff aside. Yeah, anything you want to talk about when it comes to movies, comics, books, board games even. I actually got some new board games recently from the same place that I picked up some other stuff from. Which I will show you. I'll show you what I got. It's only 5 things. Because what they did is I bought 2 things from them. It was actually for like less than under $20, and they gave me 4 games free. Because what they initially did is when they moved from like I think they moved from another area to here, and now they're moving back to again to another place. Oh, Daughters of Darkness, man, their podcast is amazing. Here's a couple podcasts that definitely should. You've suggested this: Pure Cinema, Cobwebs, VHS, the God, what are some ones I got here? I'll give you a quick rundown of some ones that I listen to. Just some, not all, because I want to do that as an episode. I listen to Color Me Giallo, Colors of the Dark, of course, with Rebecca McHenry and Albert Kane. They're great. Dead Meats podcast. F This Movie, Planet Horror, Giallo Chow Chow, Fragments of Fear. I never miss that one. Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, of course. Because in a weird way, I think that my film. Todd, you have a great evening there, man. My film, my podcast is not just films and geek. It's collecting stuff, but it's also hopefully a safe mental health place as well. Let's watch too. Nashi Cast. I don't miss that. Postmortem. Screen Drafts, of course, which I think everybody watched. There's one called Teen Creep. Supporting Characters is really good. Dice Tower I like. Hysteria Continues. The Suspense is Killing Us. Projection Booth. There's just so many. Michelle Engen did one recently too. I wish I remembered the name of it right now because she actually started a podcast. And Michelle actually has been on here a few times. So I always ready to like support the people that come on here. So if any of you guys do podcasts, by the way, or do anything like that, we've had, like, of course, Dead Pet on here as well. They do some great stuff. Michelle Egan. There we go. She's the co-host of Movie Life Pod. So Movies for Life. So if you haven't checked out Movies for Life, that's what she does, that one. So give that, definitely give that a listen. Michelle Egan is incredible. I'd love to have her on sometime, actually. There's a few people that I want to have on here and just have some conversations with. Like for you guys, like do some conversations. Some podcasters, some directors, there's some producers and stuff that I want to talk to. I would love to talk to Kat Ellinger or Sam Deegan or Heather Drain, but those 3 ladies are super busy. I have been speaking with Jamie, and we're trying to work on getting something here in the near future. Hopefully, you guys got to see that the Piswell one where he did a live commentary with a bunch of the people for Valentine. And I got to be honest with you, I am so jealous that I never thought of that first. Because I'm the guy that champions Valentine. How could I not have thought of that? That it's totally a me thing. But I'm glad it's out there. I was glad it was out there for me to listen to. But still, damn it, I should have thought of it. Ellinger is amazing. That's exactly what I want to talk to Ellinger. Now, Heather Drain is someone that actively does follow and like a lot of my stuff on Twitter, and I'm super grateful and geeky about that fact. So she is super nice. Like all 3 of them are nice, fantastic. Sam Deegan, of course, did the commentary for I Start Counting, and that is one of my favorite commentaries. She did. I listened to that actually twice for the trailer Giallos that they did for Severin. Did you like My Bloody Valentine? Was that the original one? Because I live near there, Matthew, as you know, anyway. But yeah, I was super stoked about that. The movie sale on classic movies Etc. website. I don't know if Classic Movies Etc. Let's check it out. Home for rare hard. Is this an actual like legit site? Let's find. Or is this like an on-demand type thing? Now I don't know this site, so are they legit though? That's my question. Because some of the artwork's kind of iffy. So can anybody tell me if they know this site or if they bought from them before? Frightened Woman. I think that was put out like in a cut version by Shameless. I'm not quite sure. I'm iffy on these covers, man. I'm not sure if I can stay on the site. Uh, yeah, I'm going off just in case. Hey, they're on. Well, I think around now, especially, I'd understand they got delayed a little bit. So March 2nd, not a bad, it's not too bad when it comes to the release date. I don't know. Buying from doesn't mean it's not legit. What I'm saying is it like an actual company, or are these like burns of of titles? Because there are companies that I have a copy of that I bought at a store of Meet the Feebles, which was definitely not legit. So what do you guys think about the whole like Warren Archives thing? So what it looks like is the WB shop. Let's go to WB shop. Let's go there. Uh, is is closing down March 12th. It's their final sale. I know that you did a video. I haven't gotten to watch this video yet. Actually, I want to watch the video, Michael. I'm so behind. But I've been like passing out a little early recently. Yeah, that's the thing. I always worry about the DVD on demand. Let's remember, like a big company. So Warner Archives collection. So was it Acura? I think, or Archaea, something anyway. So the name of the people that run this website is not Warner actually. So Warner doesn't run the site, but they have been licensing the Warner Archives like label to this site for like a very long time. As of March the 12th, that's it. That's their final sale. Warner Archives won't be on this website anymore. Not quite sure what's happening, if they're doing their own site. But it is an interesting film stock. Not as quite as insane as you think, but it's still pretty insane. But what do you guys think? What do you think about, like, is this a sign of things to come? Are we going to see like Warner? Like Warner has some stuff like coming out, like in this quarter. It has been rumored that the new head of Warner is not as big on like keeping up the Warner Archive label and wants to go more towards streaming. I've heard that, like that's just been like rumors and innuendo. But have you guys heard anything about that? Because it would be a major loss to physical media collectors if Warner Archives went under. There's a ton of Warner Archives movies I don't have. Let's look at their bestsellers. But things and it's got an eclectic mix as well. If you like old school like sci-fi, you got The Thing from Another World with, of course, James Arness, Marshall Matt Dillon later on. Tex Avery Screwball Classics Volume 1. There's Volume 2. And I think there's Volume 3 coming out. Got The Hidden, which is a great film by Jack Shoulder. Well, their last 444 sale, Andreas, is I think coming in March 12th. That's their very last 4 for 44 sale. I have not heard that Warner Archives are going under. But I have heard rumors that have been conflicting about where Warner Archives is going in the future. One of the things, you're getting a bunch of like news on a lot of new releases and stuff coming up from Warner Archives, and then we're hearing that they're pulling the WB store shop from here. Only way this could be good for me is if Warner Archives is going to keep on going, but they're going to move their shop over to somewhere where Canada can actually buy it. One of the worst things about this website here is, let's go to Horror of Dracula, for instance. See if it says. It doesn't say, but like a lot of these here, let's say I go to add to cart and I say I'm in Canada, then they'll tell me that you can't buy this in Canada. No. 100 times no. Please no. Scream Factory are not exactly the greatest at getting it releases. Scream Factory are also pricey when it comes to shipping. There are a million places that I would want to do the Warner Archive releases. Scream Factory is hands down one of the bottom of that list. Because what we need is a place that Hunt's a really cool film. Actually, a good edition that came up from Rowan. A really big edition came up from Rowan Flicks. But we need a good that ships worldwide. And you just want to see like really cool, different stuff coming from, but not Scream Factory. Not Scream Factory. Don't give it to DVD either on its own. Give it to a company that actually give the Vinegar Syndrome. They're the best when it comes to like putting this stuff across. I don't live in the U.S. and I get my releases pretty solidly from Vinegar Syndrome when I get them. We need somebody that really's got their shipping game, on fleek, and that is definitely. In fact, just not release all the good class. It would be fantastic, actually. Hey there, Dungeon. Hey there, Warlock, man. Unobstructed View have said they won't be getting in any more Scream Factory stock for a while. Yeah. Have they smartened up, Warlock? Because you follow Unobstructed more than I do. I know that you had some issues with them recently. There's been a few people that have moved away from Unobstructed. Nobody wants to. We all want to buy. Everybody here, there's nobody here in Canada that buys boutique releases that doesn't want to buy from Unobstructed View. They've been their own worst enemy when it comes to some of this stuff. I am so hoping, they're a newer company, that they get like the kinks worked out. Because I want them to succeed. I want them to do really well so that I'm doing business with them for like a long time to come. Well, not a long time. I don't want to be in Canada for a long time. I want to get to Morocco eventually. But they still got stuff to work on, like getting in contact with people, shipping issues, stuff like that. But I stand by, like 100%. I love Westworld. Yul Brenner will never not be cool. Zombies Ate My Arm? Did I miss Zombies Ate My Arm coming in? because it's just, yeah, I know Severin. Like I can't, like in good conscience, Warlock. I can't order another Severin title until I know this has worked out. I'm not sure how you feel about it, or maybe you've got stuff already in the works. But there's a Christopher Lee sale, like title, like box set. I want it. I desperately want that title, but I can't have it like shipping in and then shipping back because I heard, and I could be totally wrong. They're pretty expensive here in Canada, actually. Warner Card releases are a bit pricey. That's why I want to see a good like place get them. But like I had heard that some people had to pay for shipping again if they got sent back. I'm not sure if that was true or not. So that was just what I heard. That's probably not true. I don't want to give across any wrong information. See the latest news from Indicator on Irreversible. I actually noticed it there, but I did not go in and look at it. Yes, please hit the like button. It will be extremely nice. There's 56 people here and only 24 likes. So come on, don't be a slacker now. You know what the issue is? You sign the shipping papers with an amount of $10 and say it's a gift. Han is a fun film. I mean, I enjoyed it. You guys got me going all over the place tonight. So is there anything new on Irreversible? Is there? I really want this title, actually. First they're saying pay for shipping again, but because of the volume, they look further into the problem. Yeah, that's what I'd heard as well, but I wanted to be sure. You're always up on a Warlock, man. So what was the news? Let me go to my Twitter. Maybe I can find it that way. No, not that one. Though I do want that film. They got all the green lights for Irreversible release. I think they're putting extras on as well. Nice. Maybe, okay, we're just gonna look at. Irreversible. Fuck, I can't spell tonight. Let's go to my Facebook. UN has been okay. No, that was 14th January. Come on, Indicator. Tell me something I don't know. As you may be aware that during the past month or so, there have been some problems with the Amazon listing for a forthcoming Irreversible release. We're extremely pleased to announce that those issues have now been completely resolved. Additionally, some news on the restoration. Following conversations with Gaspar Noé and Studio Canal, we have confirmation that the feature presentation is not a 4K restoration as was previously announced, but rather a 2K one. The film was originally post-produced at 2K, meaning a true 4K would never be possible. The restoration of both cuts of the film were prepared in 2019, with Noé himself overseeing all aspects. Final specs on Irreversible will be announced very soon, including a number of exciting new additions. We're extremely proud of the work that's gone into this release, as good as it possibly can be, and we can't wait for you to see the results. I did talk Arrow. A small sale, but actually kind of cool. Raven Banner are releasing a special Canadian-only collector's edition for Psycho Gorman. Are they really? Like, that's something we will get around here. I'll definitely check that out, Warlock. For those that don't know, there's a bunch of stuff that comes there. We get a bunch of Canadian like releases. Like for instance, we got like a specific like Black Christmas Seasons Grievings release was really good. We got the best release. I'm saying it. We got the very best release of the editor for that film. That looks amazing. We got like limited edition box sets for. We got box sets for the Ginger Snaps trilogy back on DVD, and the prom night set as well. And yeah, I'm bragging about my country when it comes to those releases. Indicator does some great. I hope. I'm worried about like getting things from outside of Canada right now. I really am. I'm very nervous about it. I'm sticking. Like when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome, I know that comes from Canada. I'm not worried. But at this point, I'm sticking with them. I'm with Vinegar Syndrome, and with. Have you seen it, man? Superman 78 and Batman 89. Yeah, I heard about the Digital Comics announcement. I wish it was like like uh, I'm not big on the digital stuff, especially comic wise. I gotta have my books. Come on, show me better. Let me see the actual release. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, we are getting a good edition. So let's look at it here. So as you can see, limited edition. It's got a slip box, not a slip cover. Looks like a 3-disc release. There's actual trading cards with it. Limited Hunky Boy Ultimate Edition. Psycho Gorm is one of those insane films. Definitely worth checking out. So only 2,000 being made. Blu-ray, DVD, CD combo pack. 5 collectible trading cards exclusive to Raven Banner. 3 commentary tracks, 2 exclusive to Raven Banner commentary tracks. Wow, that's pretty cool. Behind the scenes featurettes times 4. Interviews times 2. Trailers times 2. Exclusive Easter eggs. Biocop commercials. Maybe those and more. Reversible cover art. Full soundtrack on CD. Region free. Ships worldwide. Wait a minute. Ships worldwide? This is this. I thought this was a Canadian release. Well, I know it's a Canadian company, Raven Banner, but because they put out Tan, the Book of Pure Evil. Actually, the I got the Tragedy Girls and MFA release. Actually, I got to watch those again. Turbo Kid, I love Turbo Kid. Night of the Lone Wolf, of course. Late Phases, that one's called, by the way. Late Phases is amazing. Don't Knock Twice. I remember watching that. Like, you can get a lot of like Raven Banner stuff here at Walmart and places like that. Don't you get that though? Victor Crowley's there. I love Victor Crowley, by the way. Way better than the third like Hatchet film. Eli Roth, The Stranger, again, like that. Editors. Did they put it? I knew they put it out. So this is the editor. This was put out by Raven Banner, but we in Canada we got a very exclusive edition for the editor, and it gave us a Giallo cover. And for those that haven't seen it, for those that got the Scream Factory Blad edition of the editor, look at this. Look at this cover right here. Now this is a Giallo cover. The editor was a kind of a comedic film that was kind of like lampooning Giallos. It was one of those movies that some people, if you didn't watch a lot of Giallos, you probably didn't get into it as much. But if you watched a lot of Giallo, then there's a lot of, you get a lot of a big play with this film. But look at this cover. Look how sexily amazing, how Giallo-esque, how 70s Giallo-esque this cover looks. I feel like I missed something there. Ow, hurt my hand. I'm looking through the message here to see if I missed something. I yelled myself. It's such a cool looking title. It really is. Because here in Canada, we know how to make some cool releases. We really do. You just saw Gorman Out Driving? Awesome. Excellent little film, by the way. Will not give any of it away. It's a really cool one. I got to say, like, I know that it was put out by Scream Factory as well, but the cover was blah. But that's what's supposed to. It should look like an old cover. If you're showing, if you're like looking at like movies, if you're like the editor and you're looking at that type of film, you gotta have this type of cover. See this? That's yes, probably pretty true to what the film is. To be honest with you, honestly, it doesn't work like this does. If you're gonna be lifting or homaging from other films, your poster should too. That's a hill I'll go on, man. Check out Sis on Ravenbound. I know what Sis says, but it doesn't sound like anything that I'm gonna like. I do. I like the Editor. It's not for everybody, though, Kubrick. Like, Editor's not a film that's for everybody. Actually, let me grab some. Oh. All right, for really quickly before I go back to there, I'll show you a couple things that I picked up recently. None of them are movies, but picked up a couple games. I picked up a couple with a couple of comics things. So I'll just show you those really quickly because it's my pickups for the week. All right. So, really quickly before I go on. By the way, there is a donation thing down below if you want to be nice and kind and actually donate to the channel. It would really be appreciated, especially since this month YouTube's algorithm screwed me and I did not get paid this month. So that was not fun. That's one of the reasons I didn't come on here for a couple days. Actually, I was down. So there is Wonder Woman Volume 1, the 77 edition. So this is really cool, actually. As you can see, it's from the TV series done back in the 70s. Really, really good. Some of the concept art is in here as well. I love the fact that they actually even show the old Kathy Lee Crosby Wonder Woman, what she would look like as in a comic version. This is Volume 1. I'm not sure how many volumes are this, but considering it's DC, it's probably only one that they they discontinued after the first volume because DC's really bad when it comes to the graphics. Like, isn't keeping going unless their name is Batman. So of course, got Damian, son of Batman. This is the New 52 Batman with Adam Kubert doing the art on that one. Also, Aquaman, the Water Bearer, which is pre-New 52, pre-Rebirth. So I grabbed that. I got this compilation book of Superman versus Zod, and we got like stories from the Silver Age to the Modern Age, and some really good stuff on there, right? But we got Adventure Comics from 1961, Action Comics from 77, Action Comics from 83. That's the two-parter there. There's one from 1986, one from 2007. It's been tough, Warlock. I'll be honest with you. Like recently, like Michael knows all about this. Anybody that does YouTube knows all about this. Algorithms change when it comes to this, and this has been coming into my birthday, especially. It's been tougher. So when I got on, like whenever you start up on YouTube, then usually there's a time of the month. Like for me, it's around the 11th or 12th that I can go on to what is called my Google AdSense. And you can check. And for almost every month for the last 3 months or so, it's been a breath of fresh air. It's been a relief when the Google AdSense came up. Because I'm like, okay, sorry about that. I can breathe a bit. Because, it would come through. I got to this month, not even close to with the ad revenue, to reaching the level. My birthday is March 31st, actually. So I was almost born on April Fool's Day. Superman Adventures Volume 2. I'm excited about this because I used to love the cartoon. Now, there was like 70 issues. And for some it's hard, like Warlock, you are lucky. Well, Michael, I got to do so. I'm definitely gonna have to go somewhere. I did like a almost 4 hour video. You were there. I got 2 donations and a 4-hour video with my better half. I'm not gonna lie, it gets disheartening. It gets to the point where you're like, I love doing this, but it gets you down. Working team. March 12th, you're in Aries too, right? If I got that right. But yeah, look, they're behind the scenes, guys. That's the thing to know. Thank you, Chad. I truly appreciate that. But that's the reason I haven't been on lately. Which is probably counterproductive because that'll, again, lower my algorithm. But I got to be in the right mood to, just be able to, I can't come out here and just, dance monkey dance. One oversized hardcover, Superman, Wonder Woman, Dark Truth. This is when Superman lost his powers. Games. Also got games. So I think these here were the initial versions of these games that came out before they became, I guess, more mainstream. For those that collect board games or know anything about board games, you know that a lot of times they'll do editions before, and then board games go to print a lot because they're board games. So I think this is Reinier, Knizia. So Reinier Knizia game of Corsair. I know this doesn't look what you seem Corsair will look like, but this is the initial original 2002 release of Corsair before it actually became a big one. And also got Sue here as well, just to show you what the cards look like on these. To give you an idea. It's like ships. This is like a pirate ship game. It's a fun little game. not too hard. Like Rainier Knizia has done a lot of really good stuff, so I'm feel pretty solid every time I get one of his titles. Ryan Holder is really good. And this one here. Thank you, Twisted Cinema, man. I truly appreciate it. I really do. I don't know this one very well, but again, it's like I'm Native Canadian. For those that don't know, I don't know, I look super white, but I am actually Native Canadian. I'm my great grandfather was a tribe leader, and I actually went to took a course to be a historian for my tribe. Actually, I used to do models a long time ago, but it takes up too much time for me now. I do got to figure the alert volume. Is it freaking out, man? I got now these here. Like basically, what they did for some of their stuff is when they got their stuff originally, they actually just got rid of the boxes and put them in like these baggies to make it easier to carry. Poker, blackjack, gin rummy side. I don't play a bit. I mean, like a lot of gin rummy. I play some gin rummy. A lot of card games, Kubrick, are especially like card games that are done for game collectors are kind of done. Well, so this is Cold War, CIA versus KGB. These are ones that they put in. I didn't know they were putting in there actually. Trail and Rancer and Brink Steams got Monsieur at Midnight. I'll definitely check that out. Smiley Face, which is a fun game. I've actually played that one before. But the ones I'm really excited about is I got a Days of Wonder game here, and this is Mystery Express, which is a really good game actually. And also got PI, which is another fantastic mystery game. See, when you get tired of stuff like Clue, looking for more challenging games. Do you remember the WB board game? I do kind of actually. But I haven't spoke to Heath in a while. I got to speak to Heath actually. He's had some really cool people on there. I remember Heath on his Patreon channel. He had one point. I think the guy that from Jazz. I think the composer from Jazz. Street Fighter board. When I look at board games, I try not to be that board game snob because I don't get into like a lot of kind of dice rolling ones. When it comes to like just like a Monopoly, I got Monopoly and stuff like that, obviously, but I do prefer, things like Fresco or things where if you're rolling the dice, it's not for to move somebody around there as well. You will watch Evil Tunes. Oh, I love Evil Tunes. Madison, the dark-haired girl in that film is called Madison. Dungeon. She's like she was an adult film star back in the day, and she was one of them that did like a bunch of, I think, like adult films, and usually they were a certain brand. But she was gorgeous. Well, he's been working with MakeFlix, which I'm really glad about. Heath has got the in on these smaller companies. Like he definitely does. Like I've had people reach out for me. Actually, I had a good friend of mine, a good director friend of mine, actually reached out to Vinegar Syndrome, as well as another company, on my behalf, saying, this is a guy you should be sending stuff to. This guy promotes your channel. You should, send him review copies, that type of thing. Vinegar Syndrome completely ignored it. YouTube, watch movies, do research, and play games. It's my life. I mean, I don't like when I say I pass out sometimes. That's what happens, Dave. Uh, Not only I work uh, 40 to 48 hours a week. I I do this. I collect films, board games, and comics, and I run the Patreon channel as well as this one here, and the Patreon channel is becoming more active too. And I recently, like, for the second, I guess second or third time, um, YouTube reached out to me about doing YouTube subscriptions, whatever the hell that is. I haven't looked into it, so have you done that, Michael? Do you know what that's about? I get asked about that. Like, you get those emails from YouTube, because I do, and they keep saying, you can do YouTube subscriptions, you can do this. Do I exercise? Not as much as I should, but yeah, I've got a, total gym, and I have a elliptical. So I do. Obviously, I've not gotten too big, so that's been kind of thing. I do try to exercise as well. Not enough recently, though, Ragman, to be honest with you. There was this guy on, like, I think it was Michael. I know him. He's a real douche anyway. Not Michael, but the guy was on, like, there's a whole, like, subscription thing now. Like, it's kind of like Patreon, but it's like it's for YouTube. But I have not looked into it. But I know a lot of people do it. Like, they say it's great. But I don't know, because they say it's like for people that don't know Patreon. Let's look at a YouTube subscription thing, membership or whatever it's called. I'm always looking at ways to. It's like Patreon through YouTube. People subscribe a monthly amount and it can provide special icons for chat. Maybe we'll look into that. The special icon sounds interesting. I've even looked at, like, I looked in the other day, guys, too, like, merchandising. But t-shirts were just way too expensive. I looked up. I was doing, like, some like looking at the like how much it would cost to, like, a Call to Cinema t-shirt, just with a basic Call to Cinema type thing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Michael. Like, it's like, how do you balance that? Like, some people got them both, and they do fantastic with it. But where I got Patreon, I don't think I could balance it. But I do like the idea of the special icons and special, like, stickers and stuff for the chat. That's kind of cool. Uh, But as you know, Michael, it takes a lot to get, like, people to get onto the Patreon sometimes. Um, like, I can understand when I initially did my stuff, I was not as, like, active as I am now with my Patreon stuff. It took a while for sure. Um, but I really enjoy it. That's what I'm looking for, my Warlock. I'm trying to find a good thing, but the thing is, right now, uh, Teespring. I'll check Teespring out, actually. Actually, I'll write that down. I'll write that down now. Because the thing is, Michael, I'm looking into the t-shirt aspect of it, because that's what people ask me for. They ask me for t-shirts, ask me for mugs, stickers, that type of stuff. Um, and as you know, unless you're buying a lot, uh, then it can be pretty pricey. Okay, I'm going to sign up for the newsletter. Perfect. So I get 10% off my first. So if I can find out and I get a good enough deal on them, uh, I'll let you guys know. And if I have get enough interest in, like, things like t-shirts, then I can definitely, like, look into to doing something like that. because I want it to be like affordable for people. I want it to be affordable for me, but also affordable for people to buy as well. Um, as long as it's not too expensive. Like I saw some of them there and looked at them like you get like 20 shirts was like $300. I'm like, I can't do that, and I can't put that on you guys either. Uh, so it's it's got to be at a reasonable price. Those are the things. For those that are watching right now and like, what the hell? Yeah, these are all these, like a lot of YouTube channels don't tell you all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes of like trying to do a YouTube channel. Um, but these are the not so glamorous details behind YouTube. Like when YouTube first came out, if you were on back then, back in the day, and you had like you clicked with enough people and you had stuff, it was so easy to make a decent living on YouTube. Starting out on the movies, coffee mugs. That's wouldn't be a bad idea. Um, because we do. I actually officially now call this the Saturday Night of the Movies, uh, as you know, and of course it's a throwback to TVO, TV Ontario, with a sharpie. I would do a little better than that. The service to the work can pay you for when they sell. Does does Teespring do that? Because most of the ones that I found so far have been ones where I got them do the T-shirt and buy so many of them and then they'll send them to me type thing. But if there's ones that do it that way and I'm not like kind of locked into a certain amount, then definitely that's the way to go about it. Add red music. That Teespring doesn't charge. Okay, interesting. I'll definitely look into it. I had no idea about this. Print on demand. Okay, so I'm gonna look into Teespring for sure because if just for like a an about there's like 50 so many of you guys here right now. Um, and who here would be interested in T-shirts? Before I go and look into it, who would want a Cult of Cinema T-shirt? Because we can work on that. Hey, welcome back, Kubrick. Because let me know if demand is there. I'll do it. So let me look into Teespring, make sure it's something that's doable for me, that's something that's affordable for all of us, and we can look into getting some T-shirts done up for the group. And that's the thing. Like, here's the thing: you are at this point now where we're a group uh, that 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 hopefully at some point I'm not changing my crimson my name. One, I don't care. Two, the name of my Patreon isn't Crimson Cult. You would know that if you're on my Patreon. It's a live movie club. Crimson Cult is what I call the group. I've seen years ago. I mean, I don't own Hack Lantern. I should though. And the graphic falls on your nips. Well, there. If it gingerly rubs against the nips. It should be in my stream description. It normally is like afterwards. So it usually comes up afterwards. Um, but for those that don't know it, let me just do something right now. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, for crying out loud, you son of a... Copy. People blow my. I don't want to. I don't put my face on any t-shirts. I have an. Although I do have an amazing beard, I would. I'd probably just make the call to cinema. Uh, Although I don't need any more ego than I've already got to have like my face on a T-shirt. I would do that. Like to have a coffee mug with, because I am Canadian, so thereby we are like, well, we have to be. We have a slight Canadian modesty to us, but I'm still a guy that used to act and almost went into modeling and stuff like that when I was young. So, yeah. Pasty covered nipple T-shirt. There you go. You're getting ideas here. Or a nippleless T-shirt. Remember that movie? What's the movie called? It had the jeans like assless jeans, and it was a big rage in the film. There was these assless jeans, and they were like jeans, and they had like kind of like plastic with the like ass cut out of them. Face mask with the pin beard design. There you go. I mean, probably too many. Do you know I actually went on a blind date once, like years ago now. And I wore, and no word of a lie, I wore a denim shirt, denim jeans, of course my denim, and I even had at that point, like I had like these, I had like around like 7 or 8 pairs of sneakers, but I had these like denim sneakers, and I was wearing them, and I went first like blind date, but they looked at me, and she was like, "You're not wearing that." So she brought me to change before we went out, and then we had a great time actually. Really nice girl. Denim sock. Didn't have denim socks. I think it was in like the late '80s, so we didn't have any socks. It was the socksless time, guys. There's a period when you wore like your Dockers and stuff and no socks. Watch Miami Vice, the TV series, and find out all about our styles back then. Because back then, the plastic butt cheek windows. Yeah, exactly. When Dungeon, I think George Segal was in it. Like I remember the movie, and I saw it like years ago, back when like Satellite called cinema phone cover. Those would be harder to do. But you get something like a T-shirt, something like that. And somebody says, "What's it called, cinema?" And you tell them, and they come on, and they hopefully enjoy themselves. And like, who's this guy rambling on? What's he rambling on about? But I'm very Canadian tonight because I'm wearing my checkered shirt, right? I love the fact you designed all your stuff. Oh wow! I may respect you for that, Michael. Called Sam. That's how I initially was going to do things. Kubrick. I'm a writer by trade. Uh, that's what I did. I wrote like really bad films. That's That's not being like like derogatory to myself. The films were just really bad, and I wrote them, and he paid me for them. So awesome for that. There was this movie, and it's so horrible. I wish I had copies of it now, because it's got to be past like the limit of like not being able to bring those out. But I did a movie called Hell Cemetery, and it was trash. So fine as a movie with Astis Jeans. Is it really? Thank you. Slipcovers with pins, pics on them. I'm not sure about the legality of the slipcover portion. Call to Cinema approved. That's an idea for a T-shirt, right? Call to Cinema approved. Ron O'Neill and Jack. That is the one. Jack Warden's the guy I was thinking of. I thought George Segal. It is Jack Warden. Uh, Check out my channel's edited primetime movies. That's a sexual deviant telethon. That, by the way, he showed up on here, the Ten Rooms Arrow, and he actually got a new video right now because he's been gone for a long time apparently, and because he's a guy that does like the reviews, like really gets in depth with the adult reviews. Um, but he showed up on one of these videos here. I was really surprised, and I think a week later he actually had another video out again, which was really cool. Actually, I got to check it out. Have I seen Motherless Brooklyn? I don't think I have, man. It doesn't ring a bell. There's a lot of movies like I know the movies that I know, but there's a lot of movies, guys, that I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen. Yeah, I know. Cloris Leachman was a sad one. I'm a big Cloris Leachman. I was a big Cloris Leachman fan. I talked about it on here actually. I think it was last week when it was because basically I talked about the Facts of Life as she took over in the Facts of Life. Call it Cinema Food. Damn, we're getting a little bit out there. Call it Cinema Coffee. That'd be cool. I would love that. There's the ultimate one. Call it Cinema Coffee or tea, right? That'd be cool. My I don't drink a lot of coffee. I drink coffee on the weekends because I love coffee, but it's horrible for my stomach. That's a new film. No wonder I haven't seen it. Uh, oh, 2019. Edward Norton and Bruce Willis. Oh wow. No, I haven't seen it. I'll check it out though. I'm like so far behind when it comes to films, right? Um, Actually, I'm doing a video with Fat Samurai Guy. I think next week. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Larry Flint was a trailblazer, and I do like Larry Flint. Master Chaos does some great stuff. Did you see the video where he took a shot for every movie that he unboxed? That dude has some great ideas when it comes to stuff like that. Ridge Ring, like out of those two, both are amazing. Uh, I'm not big on Rambo 5. It's the one I don't like. I like all the other four Rambos though. But especially four. Four is a bloodbath. I love four. I love the bloodbath. But First Blood's the best one. Called some comic book. Who would I get? See, the guy that would like to like do like the comic book. Unfortunately, he's passed on. There was like a comic book artist by the name of Mike Waringo, and he was really really good. He worked. He did like the Mark Wade run of Flash. He did like a bunch on that. But he had a very kind of like a comic bookish style, not comic, like almost like an anime style to him, and it was really good. See, I had not like I got to say I went back and watched a lot of his videos afterwards, uh, but I really enjoyed them. And I watched his live video that he did with his wife. Can I draw? Well, little known fact, actually, Kubrick. I went to art school, so after I finished journalism, just as I was finishing up on that, uh, I I was in my dorm room, and when I was editing like one of the programs, she's pretty cool. Like most people, she I don't think she hates anybody. She enjoys it. She's the one that actually tonight when I was like, "Oh, I can't. I'm not sure if I can do this or not because I wasn't feeling well." She was like, this will cheer you up. This is what you need to do." So yeah. Anyway, I went to school for I was in my dorm room, and I used to draw when I was editing stuff, especially when I was editing the radio program. So I had this picture of like Darkman that I'd drawn, and I had a picture of like Tex Ritter and a few other characters, people on my board, and the guy that was rooming with me at the time. Um, exactly. We'll get to that part. Michael actually came in. Like basically, he was never going to class. He was like an art student, wasn't going to class. So the teacher came in to get his butt to class because they want him to fail out, and he wasn't there. So I was talking to the teacher for a bit. She was really sweet, and she said, you should do art. And me being young and stupid thought, oh, what's a great idea. Um, she will be on her again, but she's not feeling well tonight. Um, and she's very like good with her. Like she stand firm. So when she got her opinions, and that's it. But yeah, so I went to art school, and I was not I decent. I was decent, but if you asked me to like to do a do a circle now, I don't think I could do it right. But yeah, I went to art school, so I could draw a little bit at one point. Not very. I don't think very well though. I would never make I would never make a living in art like at all. The only person that tells anybody to shut up in this room is me. Just so you know that. Just so we put that out there. Just so we can be bluntly clear. That's the key. That's the hard part. Animal First Blood or Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is one of the best action movies ever made, in my opinion. Uh, Rambo First Blood is one of the best drama films. So they're very different films. One's an action film, one's a drama. Um, but I'll probably watch Terminator 2 more than I'll watch Rambo First Blood, though. I like them both. I never used paintbrushes. I used charcoal. I was a charcoal person. So I had like these oversized like books, and I had a whole bunch of charcoals. So yeah, I used to use charcoals, and I used to do like a lot of like cuts where you get a block of wood and you cut it out, like do reverse cutting, and uh, and then you just do the whole thing that way. But yeah, Terminator 2. It's a better film. It's a better like action film. Because if you're gonna put up like Terminator 2, you got Jason. You got to put up against like you got to put up against like First Blood Rambo 2, which makes no sense as a title, by the way. Because it's not Rambo 2, it's First Blood 2. Uh, but uh, but yeah, and that point, yeah, like First Blood 2 is an amazing action film, but Terminator 2, it's one of the greatest films ever made. Like in my opinion, like just special effects, action, the soundtrack to Terminator 2. The villain. I do love the Rambo films, all except for Part Five. I just didn't. I couldn't get into that one. Uh, Running Man. Uh, they're remaking Running Man. Actually, I'm actually excited about that. Superman Red Sun. Good. I haven't seen the movie. I love the. I got the graphic now. It's really good. Rambo. Actually, Rambo. Sort of. Uh, I'm not sure if that's the official title or not, but when I saw it, like in a theater back in the day, Michael, um, I'm pretty sure it was called Rambo 2. And then like Rambo 3, kind of like a total retcon type thing. Um, but I know I think on the VHS, it was First Blood 2 or Rambo First Blood 2. It's okay to disagree. We all got different movies that we like. Like for instance, I watched the Gotham by Gaslight, like the film, and I thought that improved on the graphic novel. Better ending actually. Well, there's two ways it can go. Let's see. That's a good thing about something like that. There's a lot of people that like really down on on remakes and stuff. I'm not one of those people because at the end of the day, the original movie's still there. If you don't like the new one, it's okay. But we got a lot of really great movies due to remakes. Like The Thing, The Fly definitely stand out when it comes to that type of stuff. Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, by the way, MXC, it was one of my better half's favorite shows. She loved it. There were things like I don't want to get political, Judah. I really don't. I don't feel comfortable with it. But there's things about Rambo Last Blood that made me uncomfortable. But yeah, it seems like a perfect time to make the remake Running Man. To be honest with you, there's a lot of those films. And then there's films that I think were pretty like blah. Like I watched like the Total Recall remake. It was iffy on that. Like they could have done so much with the Total Recall remake. Could have went so so far with it. Left to beat Takeshi's on. Well, yeah, because it's based on Takeshi's Castle, um, which is like a Japanese series, and I do have that series here. I got it through nefarious purposes, uh, but uh, but I but MXC is you gotta watch. See, for me, the best story in the Bachman books is the first one, and they're never going to make a movie out of it, especially with today's climate. And I understand it will be a rough one to make a movie out of. The RoboCop remake is okay, but it's never going to be RoboCop like the first one, obviously. Who played the Richard Dawson part? I don't know. Steve Harvey now maybe he does a lot of that stuff. MXC show, yeah, they're not exactly politically correct right now, MXC, but we love the hell out of them. I used to love the show would come on too. It was on, I think it's on Spike actually, um, and it wasn't MXC. It was another one where they do all these like different ones. I love Rage. That's the story. Love that story. It's a rough story to watch nowadays, especially like what's going on now. But it definitely was King's talking about like oh hell no Dungeon, hell no, 100% no. Dawson was cool. And an actual actor, by the way. Dawson's an actual actor. It was, yeah, it was a film. Do I think Mel Gibson's? I don't really think so. I mean, I don't. I hate you hate to say it, but let's be honest. Like a lot of these actors, they're getting older. You know what my opinion on that, Judith? Trust me, Emma. Let's not go there. Uh, I think they can. Like, there's been a lot of remakes that have been done that have been decent. Uh, do I live by any haunted places? When I lived in St. John's, I did actually, and when I was younger, I did. But it depends on the film, right? I mean, like I know, and he's up there. That's the thing. He's getting up there. And there's nothing like I'm not trying to be ageist or anything like that, but there's a certain point where you go on to do different stuff. Let's go for the mine. It's closed down now, but I've actually been to it. Well, I've been around the area. I got to actually. I want to do some. We got snow here again now because I was initially going to go out for Valentine's Day, and I was going to take footage here in City Mines, Valentine's Bluff a bit. Like Eastwood, I believe in films. He's like guy's insane, but like I believe Eastwood when he in like in a movie. Apocalypto. There's a movie that you want to find because you know you can sell the hell you can flip the hell out of that film, man. Apparently, it's hard to find. It really depends on the film, right? I mean, like there's been like two remakes of my favorite film, Black Christmas. One was the kind of trashy, really didn't make much sense one, and then there was the one that came out more recently, which was nothing like the original film, but at least it got a bit of the the heart of the original film in it, and the Glenn Morgan one didn't. Though I can watch all of them for their own like in their own purposes. You got the My Bloody Valentine Day Scream Factory set with the figure, so cool. Ever seen Gals Not Dead? Like unironically. Yeah, actually, it is Kubrick. The Blu-ray of Apocalypto for a while was one you could actually get a few bucks for. Apparently, I don't flip movies, so I do, but I do watch videos where people are movie hunting. Dead Sea Gal. It was hilarious, actually. They're good in different ways. I mean, they're so good in different ways. Uh, my favorite movie of all time is Black Christmas. It's the movie that got me into films, like the '74 edition of Black Christmas. It took me a long time to warm up to the second one. I liked the third one right away because it knew what it was. I think that's the important part of a film. Whether you're making an original film or you're making a remake, uh, you gotta know what you are. And if you know what you are, then the movie works a lot better than if you don't. Action USA knew what it was. And I think that's what resonated with a lot of people. That's why a lot of people loved it. Because it knew exactly the type of film it was. New Black Christmas definitely it is underrated. I mean, it gets some people get upset for stuff like that, but those there's always gonna be those type of people. It amazes me that Gods and Desert trilogy. But then again, it amazes me that Pure Flix is a thing. But it's got its audience. It's for people. It's not me, but it's got its audience for people. Oh yeah, there's a ton of remakes. See, that are out there, and there's some really really good ones. And I think there's some good stuff there's a lot of films that we watch. So let's be honest. You could totally remake them and do, there's certain ones you can improve on. I think the problem that they have in a lot of cases is that they're picking films that that a lot of people don't that already are really good. Like I don't need to see another Halloween remake or another like remake of The Thing or some, but I do want to see remakes of certain especially a lot of the lower end slasher films that were good but that were on the cusp of greatness. If somebody told me they're remaking Happy Birthday to Me, I'll be all over that film. You're gonna be a lonely person, Judith, in this in this one, because the Black Christmas other one was incredible. That was fun. It was fun. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't get into the Suspiria remake. Of course you are. What else are you gonna put on Pure Flix? It's the only movie that makes money. Because that might be the most condescending movie I've ever seen. Yeah, I try to dance around not wanting to offend anybody. But oh my God, you're right. Yeah, and I think a lot of people would have too. Now, there's certain movies where that works, where if you call it something else, and that's one of the big things when it comes to remakes that don't work, is people will say, if this was called something else, you would love that film. Like I had people that say, I'm not a big fan of the Rob Zombie Halloween films. I like Rob Zombie's films, most of them, but I don't like the Halloween films. So I've had people that come on and I've been very staunch with that. If Halloween 2 wasn't called Halloween 2, you'd love that film. And the actual truth of it is, hell no, I wouldn't. It's not well made, in my opinion, right? Well, that's exactly what I said, actually. Uh, that's kind of what I said, Matthew. Yeah, movies that had great premises and intentions but didn't hit the mark, and those are that's definitely where to go when it comes to remakes. I get that there's certain titles that are popular and you want to remake them because the title sold, but there, Marge Needs Women. There's one that they could definitely remake. But I'm just reading your stuff there. Sorry, I got distracted by your comments on that. Not distracted by, kind of like enamored with. Yeah, it's sad when when you grow up and you're watching these actors on shows and stuff, and you're like, well, they're kind of cool, and then you get on Twitter and you're like, oh man, oh man. Promotion is important when it comes to a film. Best example that I can think about, promotion wise, um, that failed a film, in more recent times, is a little movie called John Carter of Mars. Now, John Carter of Mars should have been a blockbuster hit. It really should have been. Uh, but at the time that the movie came out, now I'm a little biased because I'm a huge fan of those books, by the way. So just to go let you know right there. Do you have a 4K like player for your? I don't even have a Blu-ray player for my computer, so I cannot rip 4K releases. That would kill me. But yeah, like John Carter Mars was horribly promoted. It should have had like you should have had the Disney toys and the McDonald's and places like that. But Disney behind the scenes had just bought Star Wars. It wasn't known yet, but they just bought Star Wars. So they jumped off that John Carter Mars train so quickly to go over to Star Wars that faster than like Reagan can spin her head in The Exorcist. Not all actors, just people like Kevin Sorbo and and uh, and guys like that, and Dean Cain. Say a hell away to it. But it wouldn't matter because then you see the movies they're in. The Luther is best got in the Smallville series actually. What movie would I make? Like as in like if I was to remake something? I'd probably go for something that I don't think got enough like credit back in the day. So it would probably be like I would do something like maybe kind of in a night school type of vein, something along that lines. That I think were good, but were really good. Night school was actually really good. So underrated. That scene in night school where you know that the head's in that diner, and they keep going around, and you think, oh, they're going to find the head, oh, they're going to find the head, oh, they're going to find the head, and they keep not finding the head, and then they're having the soup, and you're thinking, oh my God, the soup's in the head, the soup's in the head, the soup's in the head, and the head's in soup, right? And you think, and then they go to check the soup. Well, the soup tastes a little off. But it's not. Michael Rosenbaum is podcast is highly influential to the show that I do, and it's the reason that I do the show the way that I do it. It's the reason I don't talk about politics or any like that stuff. I try to keep things pretty low key and just chat about films and collecting and that type of thing. Warlock, that's actually the reason. That's one of the things is that I want like a healthy mental place that I can go to and that you guys can go to. Because let's face it, we get enough of this stuff outside, right? That's one of the what I'm hoping is coming through when it comes to my channel. Oh, did you really? I can't do that. I improved over. Well, hopefully that's kind of you hopefully not to denigrate. Uh, but no, there was times early on when I would get angry. Uh, well, the same thing happened when you looked at. If anybody's ever seen Jodorowsky's Dune, that documentary, so much was taken from that. Yeah, us too. So your wife would probably get along with my wife. We both love uh, love John Carter. Yeah, the reason definitely in my real life, Michael, is very intertwined because I'm very political. But in like when it comes to here, you know, you have to know the lines. Unless you're going to go all in on that, then you decide where you're going to go. Like for me, I'm a collecting channel. Like I do movies, I do comics, I do TV shows, and like just kind of geeky stuff. Um, but there are channels that are definitely like that's what they're about, and I enjoy that they're about that. But I wouldn't want them to kind of like dive into that into. I wouldn't want to be watching. Who's the political channel? I don't know. I don't watch many. Um, with John Stewart back then, I'd watch John Stewart and have him like talk to me about comic books. Maybe I would actually. I think though that if they would have gave it a chance, they would have really pushed it more. Would have really like if they would have promoted the way that that it would have been. Um, but that's your voice, like Kubrick. It's perfectly fine. Like everybody does got their own separate voice when it comes. That's the cool thing about this. If every channel was exactly the same, this would suck. Like lately, I've been watching a lot. Like I'm getting into comic collecting a lot. Especially, I'm getting into the omnibus world. Like really getting into the omnibus world, and it is an amazingly fascinating world to go down. The same as films, right? For me, because one, they're highly collectible. Two, they also go to print super fast. Three, they have slip covers in a way, and four, if they go to print, there's sometimes they may not come back and print for 10, 11, 12 years. I'll actually do a video on that sometime. But yeah, if you're on YouTube and you're doing stuff like this, I say, find your voice, find what you're most comfortable with, and go with that. I mean, either films. Like I loved John Carter. I do understand, like some people found like some of the tropes were already used, but there were tropes that were used like a lot. Anyway, William Burroughs is a very different author, a good author, but very different author, very different type of writing. I'm not talking about it. The gene, like. Here's the thing, Jude. I'm not getting political, man. It's you're on the wrong channel for that. I will say you reap what you sow. That's it. That's my entire statement on the whole thing. There we go. Collect videos, games, comics. Is there anything that I don't collect? I don't collect baseball cards. I used to. No, those I used to collect baseball like cards for a living though. Back in the mid '90s. I used to make a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money. I made like a livable amount of money. Like basically, I made enough money that I paid my rent and got groceries and could buy my comics and stuff like that. But it's not a Star Wars type question. You know it's not. Like in all honesty, like I'm not don't mean to call you out, but it's not. Like to be blunt, if I act in a certain way in my job, I work, and if I go on and I mess up and they tell me that I'm messing up and I keep messing up, I'm gonna get fired. That's the way that it goes. And we're living like a time when things are much more under a microscope. So, but it's just be smart. Just be smart. What's my star comic in my collection? Thank you, Warlock. You know what? Totally love you for changing the subject like that. Right now, my better half has a autographed Stanley comic. That's definitely hers. Well, Mark Hamill wouldn't have done it. Wouldn't have got fired for something stupid. But that's the end of this conversation. Just so we're putting it, we're clear. Um, but I'm actually looking at my collection right now to see if see what I would say. Uh, oh no, I got a lot of essentials that Showcase presents, and those, I know that like I think the essentials line closed up around 2013 because they went on to do the Epic collections afterwards. I'm proud of the essential collections that I got. So it's not like single issue ones, issue titles that I'm actually super proud of. Uh, it's probably a lot of the like the collected editions. I'm super proud of my EC Comics stuff that I got, the EC Comics hardcovers, and getting Doonesbury, the Doonesbury collections. Those were pretty big for me because I'd read them over and over when I was a kid. So I got a couple of the Doonesbury ones that I like. So those were ones that I really enjoyed. And I got a Batman and Superman's greatest comics ones. They're hardcovers done back in the day. Uh, Rarest classic video game that I own. I really don't know. I mean, I've got stuff from like the Atari days. I got a box Superman and a box Adventure. Uh, so that definitely those are big when it comes to me. Anything box. If you can get box stuff uh, with like especially like 2600s or any of the early box film stuff, I like that too. So getting games with boxes is really cool. I'm proud of them. Like I've got a few Super 8. Any good sexy comics? No, actually, I used to though. Michael, I used to have I used to have the remember Penthouse like for a short period of time did like they had a comic book series kind of like Heavy Metal. Um, I used to have those. They were not as bad as you would expect them to be. Actually, some of them were pretty good. Some pretty good stories, and actual stories too. Uh, but I used to collect Heavy Metal magazine. So that would probably be the sexy one that I got at the time. It's a nice high grade copy of House of Secret. Oh, nice. You're gonna have to fight for Resident Pervert. I used to collect when I was like collecting comics. I had a lot of underground comics as well, so I had a lot of Robert Crumb and kind of stuff like that. Do I have any Nintendo games with the original box? I don't think I got any right now. Do I think Psycho 4 connects to Psycho 2 and 3? Yeah. Psycho 1 to 4 is a quadrology. I'm just teasing Mike. Um, check if you can find those comics. Those was it Hustler Pantos comics that were put out? They were done much like the Heavy Metal comics. Those are pretty cool. And I used to have some Malo Monero, which I was very proud of. Any favorite comic book authors? And this is Jeff Johns, of course. Mark Waid, especially his run on the Flash. I enjoyed Jurgen's work. John Byrne, of course. Um, Stan Sakai for Usagi Yojimbo. Sergio Arjonas, one of the nicest comic book creators I ever met. Part 3 was directed by Anthony Perkins. Psycho 3. He directed that one. It's actually the sleaziest of them all. But ironically, yeah, he had fun with that. Yeah, I did actually. I read a lot of underground comics. A lot of the Robert Crumb stuff. I read a lot of the really underground stuff. I had like a lot of Picard. I would like to like at some point, like I got on my Patreon channel. I did like a video called collecting, which was called comics, which is basically a comic collecting one, to actually go into some of the stuff and like kind of ad nauseum. But I get concerned that some people think it's off brand and I won't watch. Because I did like a one of my favorite videos that I made recently was called Collector's Roundup, and I did like around 14 like kind of comedic or slightly comedic films in 15 minutes. If you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out. Jim Lee signed Batman. Oh, nice. With Jeff Loeb. Was that during the Hush run? Only Nintendo game with about Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, that is I love that game, by the way. I would love to see more 2080 like properties done. I used to have a lot of 2080 stuff as well back in the day. Um, See, before I started collecting like films like on a regular basis, like comics was my first love. That's what I collected. That's what collecting is a mentality. Once you've got the collecting mentality, um, it sticks with you. Um, I collected comics for a long time. I had like long boxes upon long boxes of like of comics. When's one move 17? I like American Splendor. I don't remember it well. I got it. So when because the thing is, I'm a very visual person, very voyeuristic. There you go. But so you know, I started like with reading and like thinking of like getting the films in my head, and like comics. Like I got into comics, and eventually I got into film, and I just kind of like those things kind of click with me. The Hair by R.B. White, sort of heavy metal style. I'll check it out. On my better half likes like those style too. She read Metal Hurlant, well the collected editions anyway, from stuff from there. Like I don't think she read Den, which is really surprising. Oh, Friday 13th, number one franchise that I like. I'm just a huge Friday fan. Part 5 especially. But American Splendor was great. I gotta rewatch that actually. It comes with the comic book, actually, a little comic with it. Kind of a comic, anyway. Hey, Eddie, welcome, man. Scott Snyder's run on Batman was incredible. X Men, I liked X Men. Though it got bad. Star Wars, yeah. Critters, yeah. Lost Boys, first one. ICU, I didn't even know this. I thought there was only one of those. Lethal Weapon's okay. I like the first couple. Paul Giamatti, yeah. Anything Paul Giamatti's great. Oh, Eddie, since I think you would appreciate it and you weren't here before, Sue and Corsair. Yeah, this is the original look of what Corsair looked like. Also got Mystery Express and PI. Have you just read Junji Ito? What did you read? I love Junji Ito. Um, Uzumaki was incredible. I used to read this like comic, this manga it was like a Shonen Jump, but like with darker stuff in it. Actually, I do like. So actually, I was speaking a couple weeks ago with somebody that actually worked on Sideways. You know the restaurant that they go to where they're doing the wine tasting in that restaurant. I see. It was a great movie. Well, yeah, I spoke to the person that owned the restaurant. Oh, you only read Genji, dude. You got to get. There are so many good, like, kind of in that vein too. That you should be reading. Some really good, disturbing ones. Because gets you like his Frankenstein stuff. Bernie Wrightson has some really cool, disturbing artwork that you might like. Wrightson, of course, is the guy that like did the yeah, it was like told like fluke of accident. I was actually working, and the person that called in um, asked me, said you don't sound like where you're from, and I said, well, I travel a lot. That's You got to check him out, Michael. Google it. Google Bernie Wrightson, like art. Um, it can get some pretty intense stuff. Um, so you're right, Japan. Oh, you got it, Michael. One of these days when my kids are on, like they know more about the stuff than I do, man. Like they actually speak some of those languages. I'm so not as smart as my kids are. Like not even close. Like I'm trying to learn French, man. And I suck at doing it. I really need to get like in a place where it's being done. But my kids are like pick up on languages like like Korean, Japanese. Like I can't, and they know the different dialects and stuff too. Anything like the Jeff Lemire's like run on Animal Man. Uh, some of the artwork in that is horrific. Did Taliban work on that? I'm trying to remember. Uh, any stuff like the Eerie, remember the Eerie stuff, the Warren magazine comic stuff? Definitely recommend that. Definitely look into that stuff. Because Warren Comics was like, they could do like the EC type of stuff, but they weren't like limited by regular comics or comics codes. There's some really great, like, intense stuff. Did the Creepshow comic book, Pictures for Cycles Wear Off, Signs for the Faculty. There's some really great, like, like, seriously, if you've never seen, like, even if you don't like Animal Man, or if you're not like a Jeff Lemire person, like I am, and done work with Bissett on Matt. So yeah, so if you like Tuttleman's like run with Bissett on Swamp Thing, then look at like Jeff Lemire's Animal Man, and it's horrific. Like the artwork is horrific. Like I don't mean in a bad way. I mean it's horrific as in it's much more like Grant Morrison's Answer Man and Jeff Lemire's Animal Man are very different. Their own beasts. Both really good, really great stuff. Uh, but you like definitely like just look. Let me just say. Let's hold on a second. I know there's an omnibus out. There used to be anyway. There's an omnibus out for this one. Well, let's just look at a panel. So here's a typical panel. A typical panel from Jeff Lemire's Animal Man. So I'm just going to leave this on the screen for a second and let you grasp in the insanity that is this work. I do have Shudder, yeah. It's one of the few streaming services that I've kept. Sweet Tooth. I love Vertigo, man. But just look how insane that is. Yeah, if you like the darker horror stuff, then you're gonna want to check out like who did it? Travel Foreman did the artwork. I think for that, did most of the artwork for. Like just to give you like a couple thoughts on some of the society vibes, it really does. Yeah, he really took into a more like horror element. He did like the New 52 Swamp Thing as well. The War of the Green and all that. Lemire's a horror writer. Like he does a lot of horror stuff. Now I think there was a omnibus for that. Which is 125, so not bad. And that collects issues 0 to 29, Animal Man Annuals 1 and 2, Swamp Thing 12 and 17, with a brand new introduction, and then 80 pages of behind the scenes artwork. So, extremely cool. People forget, like when people like hear about the New 52 now, and like it's all over the rebirth thing. People forget that New 52 wasn't something that was like a year. It wasn't like something that was short lived. That was a 5-year run on comics. Like really think about that. That was a 5-year run. There are people, there are kids that grew up that their New 52 Superman, that was their Superman, right? That's the Superman that they knew. And they got them. Scott Snyder. Thank you, Eddie. They got to see their Superman, like, his complete story come to an end. Got to see him die. Like, spoiler alert for something that happened a few years back. But Superman dies in New 52. Like, the old Superman comes back. The Superman that's introduced in the New 52, the Grant Morrison run Superman, there's no coming back, there's no resurrection. No, he goes through so much crap, and as that at the end of the day, he dies off. And something you rarely see in comics nowadays. Like, how often can you think of like a major character that you've seen? Twist Cinema, have a great evening there, man. Hopefully I put you to sleep well. That's a nice cover for a Jack, that is, yeah. But how many major characters do you know that have actually had like a complete run like that's ended? Like we know when it comes to like guys like John Constantine's, like Hellblazer, his character ages in real time. So that's the neat thing about John Constantine. He does age. Yannick Paquette was the artist on a New 52 Swamp Thing. He did great on that one. But yeah, it's one of the few comics I can say that's just got, like, whether you liked it or not, it's you got to see a hero start of his journey to the end of his journey, and literally an end. Like, you got an end. There was an end date. Bam, that was done. 5 years. The run was done. Superman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, that type of thing. 5 years was up. Character died. OG Superman takes over from before. And it's only like recently that I actually thought about that, and actually like the weight of that actually like hit me, and how rare that is to see that happen. We got to see it with Ben Riley's Spider-Man, but for very different reasons, because people messed up. Hey there, Master Chaos, welcome, man. We talked about you earlier. We talked about your shot video. that took some balls, man. But yeah, you rarely see that. You rarely see that nowadays. Damn sales. Well, there is. There's. I mean, like right now, there's not too bad. Like there's the Arrow sale, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Because it's only 30 titles and stuff. Superman's Last Son, the one he did with Richard. No, I haven't actually. With Richard Donner. I really should read that actually. So we go right. The last one that I read actually, and probably the reason I'm thinking of Superman is because I read some Superman recently. I read some Superman and I read some on Green Lantern. I really got to get Jeff Johns run on Green Lantern, because here's the thing, guys. If there's a comic character that you're kind of unsure of, then and you see Jeff Johns did a run on that comic, you start there, because Jeff Johns is the perfect guy for getting you to start into a comic. If you're an Indicator killing you. I can't get into the Indicator sales right now. I love Indicator stuff. I love it. But I'm worried about getting them coming here now. I'm worried about like how much it's going to cost and getting stuck to border. I'm very nervous about that right now. Ben Riley got a raw deal. There's a storyline supposed to be 6 issues. It was supposed to change Spider. Supposed to give Peter Parker a happy ending. Instead, well, Ben Riley's better now, I guess, but he had to go through a lot before that. I did like the whole Jackal, whatever, for Ben Riley. That was not a when they brought him back and did the whole like kind of a master clonage type of thing. For those that don't know, Ben Riley was a character in the Spider-Man comics back in the mid '90s. That is a favorite character of mine actually. That comes back in town, has an amazing resemblance to Peter Parker, and and the initial storyline is that back in the day, back in the early days of comics, Spider-Man fought the Jackal, who was obsessed with Gwen Stacy, was his girlfriend at the time, and he cloned Spider-Man. And when he did, that Spider-Man clone like died in this fell into this thing and died, right? But years later, you find out that the clone didn't die, and that this guy Ben Riley has taken Uncle Ben's name basically, and Riley as like the because that's the I think the maiden name for Aunt May. Anyway, so he's taking on Ben Riley, taking on the names of Uncle Ben and Aunt May, basically. So they're not sure. He comes in and he initially thinks he's the clone. So they do a test, right? The test, like, is Peter Parker the clone? Is Ben Riley the clone? And when the test comes out, we find out that the guy we've been following, Peter Parker, isn't the real Peter Parker. He's the clone, and he's thought that he's been Spider-Man all these years. Needless to say, some people got really peeved about that. But this was around the time that Spider-Man was married with Mary Jane, and they're having a baby, and they thought this is a good way to have like Spider-Man come in unattached, and have Peter Parker get like a good send-off. But a whole ton of behind-the-scenes stuff happened. People left, editors changed, all that type of stuff. So they went back on it, changed it around, said, oh no, we lied. Ben Riley is actually the clone. and then they had him disintegrate. But he got better because it's a comic book. I was seeing Glass, the erotic giallo film from Dark Side releasing. I have not, Jason. Need to pick up the noir sets from Indicator, just hoping they don't sell out too quickly. I hope so. I haven't got one of them yet, but I really hope they do. I lost some viewers during that Ben Riley rant. I'm hoping that was because it was later in the night and not because they did a Ben Riley rant. No, there's no cloning. The Spider-Man 3 thing is basically the black suit idea with Venom. Unfortunately, Spider-Man Colony has never been adapted. For those that do care, though, Ben Riley did come back. The Jackal brought him back by cloning him over and over again, and he would die again and again and again and again and again until he kind of went nuts and took over for the Jackal. But eventually, something happened in comics that pretty much hit him on reset, and now he's good again. And maybe we'll get Scarlet Spider back. Ben Riley's awesome, Michael. I stand on Ben Riley. One also because he dyed his hair blonde, and there wasn't a lot of blonde hair like superhero characters. There's not. You got Iron Fist, Captain America, Human Torch. That's who I can think of. That's the only blonde characters I can think of in comic books right now. Unless maybe US1. If you want to go with that. And maybe Thor. Yeah, Thor. There you go. You should be charmed by me, Dungeon. And not bother you that it's like, can I show this like glass thing on here? Let me just look at it first. No, I don't want to leave YouTube. Back to YouTube. Okay, apparently I can't look at that Dark Side releasing thing without like going away from YouTube. So let me check something here. I'll check it out here. What in the blue hell happened to me? So I am here and I'm checking out stuff. You can see me. Oh, for crying out loud! What the hell is that? Looks creepy. It's Canadian, 2016. So there is Glass, by the way. That's got a creepy face on it. Inspired by the sensual and violent world of Italian giallo films, Glass tells the tale of a young couple, Mike and Zorana, who decide to cut themselves off from social media and remain in the glass-walled apartment overlooking their city. Anxiety, paranoia, violence, and murder follow. Charlotte Tira Dent, Demons in the Dark, The Evil in Us, plays Zorana, a woman consumed by paranoia and rabid nightmares after she witnesses her neighbor's murder. Soon she finds herself relentlessly stalked by the enigmatic killer. Set and shot in the glass jungle of Vancouver's gentrified neighborhoods, Glass is a scathing critique of social media and the middle and lower class of societies. This sounds really good, by the way. Glass was an International Film Festival hit in 2016, even landing in one critic's top 15 of the year list. 16-page booklet, original uncut version, 2 short films, director's editor commentary, music videos, never before seen deleted scenes, all new alternate black and white version of the film, exclusive slipcover. Interesting, very interesting actually. Oh, Matthew, have a great night there. And honestly, at this point too, the fact that I've been going for over 3 hours again, have I not been doing more epically long streams recently? I may dive into areas that some people like aren't always the most interested in, whether it's something along the lines of like comic books or board games or graphic novels or stuff like that. But I want to say one thing right now. Uh, I really want to thank you guys that come in here and stick and don't say, okay, well, he's talking about something different. I guess I'm going to go on. Um, I appreciate that. And I appreciate all your help with this stuff as well. And as I talk about my stuff, my struggles, and all that here, when it comes to when it comes on YouTube, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out to go between the Patreon, the donations, all the type of stuff. Thank you guys for that. Um, for my Patreon subscribers on there, supporters, thank you. And you're gonna really get. I do miss you guys. Now, you're gonna get a lot of content. I promise you that, and a lot of exclusive content. I am very excited to do the halfway to Black Friday sale with my Patreon subscribers. That's gonna be cool. I was amazed the stream is still going. I did not indie fandom. I did not plan to make the stream tonight. Actually, I wasn't feeling well. My throat was bad. I was kind of tired. I appreciate it, Kubrick, and I think you guys are amazing. You guys are incredible. You guys are great for lifting me up when I'm feeling down or when I'm feeling kind of blah. We can telethons. There you go. We can telethon. Can I do week telethons for me? Let's see if that works out. Um, I am Aaron. Thank you so much for coming and joining me here. Have a wonderful evening. This is the Call to Cinema. You guys rock it. And I got an extra one of Glass and a lot of other movies once the shipment gets better. I would definitely be interested. So keep me updated, Jason. I will talk to you guys soon, and I don't know how to end these things. When I've been going on for so long, I don't know how to end it, except for, mwah! Have a great night, guys.